are you?
He had a voice that could make a wolverine purr.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Wait a minute. I know you.
You got a name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
I know that, dude.
He's a modern-day Yoda.
I'm your huckleberry. Allow myself to introduce myself.
Greetings and salutations.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass. You're excited. Feel these nipples.
That boy's good.
Mm-hmm. Good and terrible.
Well, I have a microphone, and you don't.
So you will listen to every damn word I have to say!
This is the Mke Rutherford Show on the Big X.
Sportos, motorheads, geek bloods, wastoids, dweebies, they all adore him. They think he's a righteous dude.
The Mke Rutherford Show, presented by United Mechanical, your trusted partner for commercial and industrial HVAC, electrical, plumbing, and refrigeration. Call United Mechanical at 502-339-1133.
Well, I'll stand up next to a mountain. I'll chop it down with the head of my head. Wait!
All right. Welcome, everybody. It is Tuesday, July 7th. This is the Mke Rutherford Show, presented by United Mechanical and Nexus Plus. We're coming to you live from the world-famous University of Louisville College of Business Studios, here in the heart of defeated and moving on, Louisville, Kentucky. Cards fans, you can incubate your inner entrepreneur with U of L's top-ranked Innovation MBA. In 12 months, gain the confidence and the connections needed to spark your entrepreneurial spirit. Learn best practices from U of L's award-winning faculty, serial entrepreneurs, venture capitalists, and national business leaders, all while you're competing for thousands of dollars in startup funding and business plan competitions. Start your journey today. The first step is hopping online and visiting business.louisville.edu. We are on the air today from 2:33 until 5:30 here on 1450 AM, 96.1 FM, streaming across the land, including on the Big X Sports Radio Louisville YouTube page, airing live on WBNA Channel 21. You know it's better as the Big X. Mke Rutherford, Trevor Kelsey here with you on what was hopefully going to be a very joyous, very celebratory edition of the Mke Rutherford Show, but unfortunately will be the, what do you call something that's like happens every 4 years? It's not biannual, it's not quad annual discussion about what's wrong with American soccer and whether or not we're actually close to taking the ever-elusive next step. The same conversation that I feel like I've been hearing since I was like 15 years old. We'll get into that today. We've also got fun news on the Louisville basketball front that was just announced about 30 minutes ago. We'll get to that. We've got good news for our boy Donovan Mitchell, friend of the program. We'll talk about that. And some odds and ends stuff that's out there. An early ranking for U of L men's basketball that is pretty optimistic. We'll talk about that. And certainly we'll get with you on the Gameday Mens Health text line at 502-414-1450. That is the number to weigh in with your questions, your comments, your concerns, your whatever. We will take those today. We'll also take your YouTube chat comments as well. Trevor Kelsey in the house producing the hell out of the show. Give him a follow on Twitter at Trevor Kelsey. Trevor, you were outside for the end of Kentucky Roll Call. Who was producing the show? Was Intern Ian here?
Yeah, we had Intern Ian in here. He was a lot of times, normally on Tuesdays, they do KSR Takeover.
KRC.
KRC does KSR Takeover on Tuesdays. And because I guess Peak has to be in Lexington tomorrow, he moved it to tomorrow, so we did it in studio today. So Ian, who usually does it 2 to 2:30 with me, going in your show, just kind of did keeping a certain wide receiver recruit.
Okay, that's what I want to hear.
I know you do.
I like that.
He seemed positive in it. He said he's got something coming out, and all of us should obviously go and get our subscription to Cardinal Authority and read it.
There you go.
And yeah, that was it. He did a good job.
The news on that front has been positive. I think that they. So. I don't want to say that it boiled down to something as simple as this, but it does sound like they kind of had to pick and choose which of their primary recruits they really wanted to keep, because they maybe had to ante up a little bit more, and so it became sort of if we keep him, we maybe lose B and C, one of those types of things. But it does sound like they've prioritized a couple of the guys in this class that they really, really think can be superstars here. And I'm hopeful that my boy Jahide Brown is going to be one of the
Well,
chosen few.
You want the coaches to have to do that, though, right? I mean, and just hope that
Well, I
they
mean, you
choose correctly, obviously.
Well, ideally, you'd love everybody who actually commits to your program. I know that's the definition of the word, to actually be committed and not committed under the guise of, yeah, I'm committed to your school if you're going to do more for me 3 months down the line. But that's it's the world we live in right now, Trev. TK, how are we feeling on this Tuesday afternoon? I know we'll get into soccer in just a moment, but how was the night outside of the American disaster in Seattle?
Oh, man, let's see here. I can explain. Nicht gut. That's German for not good.
Are you going to do this every day now?
Just give you a German
just
phrase?
like a little bit of German every single day?
Well, how do you think I'm learning it?
Okay, you know what? I'm not going to fault your progress.
Thank you.
This is good for you.
I'm trying to learn more. I'm moving into learning words opposed to just phrases.
Might not be great for the show, but if we can aid your journey of learning German, I'm here for it.
From what I understand from some texters, I talk fast and I mumble, so if I'm speaking German, really, what's the difference?
They may not notice.
They may not even realize it.
Yeah, they might just wait to see how I react to see whether or not you actually said something in English or German.
You're not listening to what I say anyway.
I am.
Well, you be the first. It was a bad night, man. And then, I mean, obviously, all affected by the World Cup result, which I know we'll get into. But I mean, other than that, like I got out of here. I got home like right at 8:00. Like, I mean, I didn't even get a chance to watch the national anthems. And I mean, I walk in and I sit down right when they're. And of course, I mean, Belgium scored before I could even get a buzz going. Like that's how quickly it happened. I'm like, good Lord, I'm not even in a. And it just from there on, it just the whole game. We looked, scared. I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about it, but we looked scared. We looked flat. We looked like we did in like '98. Like the last 20 years of progress didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, we can go ahead and just get right into it because that was my primary takeaway last night. We have all this hype. We talked about the 25 million people watching the Bosnia match. I haven't seen TV ratings for last night, but I would assume
we won't know for a couple days.
Yeah, I'd assume it exceeded that. You got what feels like most of the country locked into this. You've got people talking about this is the moment. I mean, I said it yesterday. You hired Mauricio Pochettino basically to win that match last night. You've got this golden generation now that's in the prime of their careers. You've got a well-established, well-respected manager that has done crazy good things on the international stage. You've got the advantage of playing on your home turf. You've got everything going for you.
Did he win a title at Hotspur, or did he just do well with them?
I think he's done well everywhere he's gone.
I know he did well at Chelsea, but I couldn't remember if he actually won a title or not. I couldn't remember.
We can move on. We don't.
I know. I'm just curious. I'm just thinking. If you don't know that, we'll move on.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, he was at Tottenham. He was at Paris Saint-Germain. Mm-hmm. Chelsea was the other one. It's crazy that those are the three coaching jobs that he had before coaching the United States. But it was a big deal to get him. You got him essentially to take the next step as a country. And, I mean, it felt like every single time, like what you just said, every time in my life where I've gotten really hyped up for the Americans to play a best-on-best game at the World Cup against a team that is, or a country that is presumed to be better than they are, it has looked like last night looked. Whether it's the final score being that wide or just the other team dominating possession and us kind of never threatening to score, you've had this overwhelming sense of, and I will never pretend to be a soccer expert, but I've watched enough that I can kind of tell. I think we all can kind of tell if you're a sports fan. Hey, these guys seem way better than us. You have that overwhelming sense of, oh, like they're doing things, they're controlling the ball, they're passing. It's just on a different level than ours. And I think that we thought, maybe we would run into that if we played Spain in the quarterfinals, or maybe we'd run into that if we played, obviously, some England, Argentina, whoever, in the semifinals or the title game. But against Belgium, it was very good.
By the way, they're 9th, we're 17th, so the gap should not be that big.
Right. I mean, I think we were the betting line was basically, it was a toss-up. It was like a 50-50 game. It was a coin flip game. So you thought at the very least, they'll be slightly better than we are, but we've seen upsets throughout this World Cup, and we've seen evenly played matchups between teams that are, have a little bit of distance in their respect worldwide. And it just looked like, it looked like it does every year. It looked like it did against the Netherlands in 2022. It looked like it did against Belgium in 2014. And, I guess not so much Ghana in 2010 or whatever. But they just are way better than we are. And we looked terrified. We looked like we weren't ready for the moment at all. And it was beyond depressing. I mean, you talked about how quickly it happened. I'm watching the game. I'm getting excited about it. Mary's trying to get the kids ready for bed. They score. We have that moment where we finally pick it up a little bit. We score off the free kick. That's when the kids are about to go to bed. I'm celebrating. I run in there. I'm like, we tied it. We scored. I say goodnight to the kids. Right when I get back into the other room is when Belgium scores what would end up being the winning goal.
I'm amazed you made it back in time for
it was a very quick, kiss, night, love you guys, get some sleep. And I'll never forget that minute, Trev. It was wonderful. It was we've all had those experiences. The 1 minute in heaven, it was great, and then it was just gone forever, and it was right back to doom. It just felt like all of the good vibes surrounding American soccer that had been present since the beginning of the tournament just went away kind of in the last 48 hours, and some of that wasn't their fault. The Balogun stuff, you kind of almost wished it just hadn't happened. Just not him just getting a red card, but it becoming this big of an international story, because it goes from you're starting to gain at least a little bit of international respect. You're seeing the social media posts from fans of other countries who are like, the Yanks learned how to play football, all that stuff. And then when there's this perceived corruption or whatever that gets him back eligible for this game, and again, I would have started him, I would have played him, the red card was bogus. The right result ended up happening, but it became this America versus the world type thing, and I don't know if that weighed on the players. So it just became this deal where we went from this crazy good story and Americans getting into soccer to we're the bad guys, we're the villains, it's us against the world, which is fine if you go out there and you win. But we went out there and we got our ass kicked. We got embarrassed on a national stage, and it wasn't like, it was just pure class from Belgium had been kind of crap throughout the tournament. They were lucky to escape they were lucky to get out of the worst group of the tournament at all. They had been super, super average throughout the tournament, and we just gifted them 3 of the grossest goals you're ever going to see. Our superstar, Christian Pulisic, the poster boy of this generation of American soccer. Yeah, he never wanted to be the face of it all, but he was. Like this is supposed to be, it's a World Cup where all the stars have showed up. Messi just, scored another hero goal to help Argentina make a miracle comeback. Erling Haaland's been tremendous for Norway. Mbappe's been incredible for France.
The guy from Egypt, even though they lost, has been good.
Mo Salah,
yeah.
All the stars have showed up, and the one guy that we've been talking about for 12 years now as being the guy that can compete with those types of players on the national stage, it was almost like he didn't exist in this tournament. I know he's playing a little bit banged up. I know he got hurt last night, but he did nothing. Could not keep possession. Looked like he just kind of was going through the motions out there. He was not being Captain America. You can't be Captain America, Trev, if you can't carry the weight of the shield. And that's the way that it felt last night, and really the way that it felt throughout the tournament. It wasn't just him. It was a lot, nobody stepped up besides maybe 1 or 2 guys. And now we're right back to having these same types of conversations about, broader issues with American soccer. And, I'm seeing all the tweets last night about, if we just had our LeBrons playing soccer, all the stuff that I've heard every 4 years for my entire life. This was the type of discussion day that I was hoping we could avoid, and maybe we could have if it had been a really competitive 1-0 loss or 2-1 loss, or we lost in a shootout. But to lose the way we did, you knew it was going to open the door for all the people who are like, I hate soccer, I can't believe I gave myself to this, and all of the people who are like, we're never going to be good because of A, B, C, D, E, and F, to start those discussions again. And here we are.
It's funny because we talked about this yesterday. I asked you that hypothetical question: if we lose close, does it erase the progress, or do we get blown out? Obviously, we got blown out, but you said either way, you thought it would damage the progress.
I did. The conversations are different, though.
They're a little different, and I think the result last night does damage. I hate, almost as much as I hate when people are like, you can't put that on TV anymore. I'm like, really? Have you never seen The Boys? Is that when people say, well, put our LeBrons out there. did you either you didn't watch any soccer or you know actually less about it than I do? Athletically, we're with everyone else. It's the skill sets and knowing the game, the tactical things of the game. That is where we are still way behind. I mean, just watching our midfielders just out there like they're blind trying to pass the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, Pulisic, listen, I get you don't want to be the face. I mean, what is he, like John Connor from Terminator? Like, I don't want to be the savior. Just to drive me insane. The guy saves the free world from Skynet in every movie. He's, I don't want to be the savior. Why's it got to be me? He's like, suck it up, dude. I mean, be the savior. That annoys me. And that's kind of why we're still in the spot, maybe. I don't want to put it all on Pulisic. Maybe he shouldn't have played.
But he doesn't lead. He's not a leader.
And he's supposed to be our best player. Like, we're still at that point where we have, like, the one good player that can play supposedly with anybody, and then the gap drops off.
That player was Balogun in the tournament, you know? It wasn't Pulisic.
Yeah, you're right. And he had the one, I think the Paraguay game, like the very beginning, he looked decent, and then he went out at halftime, and we never saw him again, really. I mean, he never looked really good at all. He always constantly trying to go 1-on-2 with everyone with the ball, would constantly lose it 11 times last night, I think 45 possessions. I think I said it, you know, as a joke on Twitter. I was like, you know, this was Belgium being like, hey, you're not ready yet. Go back to the kids' table, little boy. Like, this is us. But I think Matt Norlander had an even better one. He said USA looked like a mid-major in the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
Like, just not they did not belong there.
And the crazy thing is, this is a Belgian team. We talked about this being the heyday of this golden generation and all these guys being in their prime. Belgium's old. You know, their best players are way past their prime. They almost didn't make it out of the easiest group in the World Cup. Now, they ended up winning it because of a little bit of luck on the last day.
Remember last week, producer Matt was like, I'm glad we got Belgium. I think they were better.
Which I was like, I was like, I wish we were playing Senegal. That would have been a lot cooler. And now I think in hindsight, it definitely looks a lot cooler. But, like, they didn't even the names that I think the average, the casual American soccer fan knows on Belgium, like, they didn't play. Like, De Bruyne did not start, and he's supposed to be. I was like, again, I don't follow soccer as closely as some of my buddies, and so I was like, I thought this was kind of their guy, and my buddies were like, he's old. He's old. He's not as good.
Didn't he come in at one point?
He came in,
okay.
But unlike Brazil, who's still giving Neymar like pity minutes to their detriment, you know, Belgium recognized, like, hey, our biggest names are no longer guys that we need to be out there playing 65, 70 minutes a contest, and like we got beat by the old guys. We didn't get beat. We got dominated.
Yeah, we did.
There was still a moment. I mean, I don't know how everybody else felt. And again, I'll reiterate for the third time, my casual soccer fan eyes, it did feel like at the start of the second half, we were starting to control things a little bit. Now, a part of that was Belgium was playing more on their back heels because they were taking more of a defensive setup with the 2-1 lead. But it felt like we were getting into the flow a little bit. We were controlling the action. We were getting the crowd back into the contest. And then, I mean, do we say it's the most embarrassing moment in American World Cup history? Like the most single embarrassing play? The third goal?
Oh, man. It was.
I can't remember one worse. You know? I mean, Wando missing the wide open goal against Belgium that would have tied it up in 2014 was bad.
I guess one positive would be we've gotten to the point where we can make an error like that, and it could be our worst goal, our worst error. I mean, maybe.
I don't know how that's a positive.
We
could have done that in 1964 too, but we did it in 2026.
I mean, good thing we're not Colombia. That dude would not be in safe
yeah,
right now.
I mean, Freeze comes out and you're like, okay,
yeah,
you're like, okay, and then you're like, kick it.
Then he goes Charlie Brown on the ball, and Lucy just lifts it up, and he just misses completely.
And then even honestly, the worst part of it is, Tim Bream backpedaling. I feel like he got off very easy on this, where it's like, dude, just block the ball. Like he's backpedaling. He tries to like kick it away, like there's like he's marking a man to his left, and he's got to get the ball away from that. I'm like, just block it and kick it.
Now, you being a novice soccer fan, maybe you can't answer this, but I love the announcer, like, he can't use his arms, so, like, why not?
I mean,
like, if he does, don't let you just get a penalty kick? Wouldn't that have been better?
I did have that thought because this happened in the World Cup, I want to say in 2018.
Okay.
Where I think it was Costa Rica. You can go back and watch. In the closing minutes, I think they were playing Argentina. And it was a tie game, and Argentina had what looked like a wide open net. And a dude just goes, who's not a goalie, and just like saves the shot like he's a goalie. Like it's rolling towards the net. He can't get there with his feet, and he just knocks it out with his hands. And they give him a red card. They give Argentina the penalty kick, and the goalie saves it. Now, they ended up losing in a shootout. But, like, I kind of had the same thought where it was if this is the option, like, I'll take the PK and being down a man. Like, when it was 3-1, it was over at that point. And then you could tell how it was one of those moments where every American on the soccer field was like, okay, yeah, like we're going to get dogged for this. Like this is going to be a highlight that they show for a long time. It's one thing to lose. We had the really embarrassing defensive play on the first goal where the ball bounces 15 times and nobody goes
Three
to
guys
it.
just stare and look at it.
It was like, classic basketball play where the ball just bounces on a rebound and three dudes are just standing around looking at each other, and then one guy from the other team scoops it up and lays it in, and you're like, okay, I mean, what the bleep are you guys doing?
It did feel like we also, every time we would get, like, tackled, we would just stop and look at the ref like we're expecting a whistle. And I was just like, stop, go, play, go after the ball. Like,
yeah, I mean, but those two goals, and the last goal obviously didn't matter, but that was embarrassing,
I wasn't
too.
even watching, yeah.
Richards just gives, we gifted them. We put 3 goals on a platter, which is, I'm going to make a bold soccer statement, guys. You can't do that. In a World Cup game against a world-class opponent, you can't gift them 3 goals.
I mean,
it's going to be tough.
The sad moment is our most exciting highlight, other than the Tillman free kick, was the former coach's kid who misses the shot.
And he's like hyping up the crowd.
Yeah, like that was like that was the peak of like the last like 9, because we
had 2 shots on goal the entire match.
I think we only outplayed them maybe 8 minutes of the whole match,
probably
maybe 9. I mean, like you said, the second half, I thought we felt like we had some momentum going. The announcers talked about it, and that was like that missed shot, and then then the whole freeze thing happens, and it was like done. I give credit to the crowd didn't give up right then.
No,
they tried to stay alive. Eddie Vedder's chugging beers. They're trying to get
that was cool.
And then, but the team is just like giving us a big finger. Like,
never really threatened.
We're done.
And then we just get. I mean, they're doing the Trump dance after they score the last goal, and
they tweet out, overturn this.
Yeah, I mean, all the stuff. It was just like we put ourselves in a position where we needed. We're in a corner. You got to come out swinging. And we peed our pants and just started crying. That was exactly what happened.
In hindsight, it might have been not a good idea to just piss off Belgium before the night before the game.
A lot of people were like kind of saying the same thing, where they were like, Belgium sort of seemed to be going through the motions in this tournament. Yeah, and then, like they came out with a different fire, and how much of that was us looking terrified and how much of that was them being extra motivated.
I think they got motivated, and we almost kind of like, we got our guy back. We were like, oh, we'll just sit back. We won. Like I felt like we had that attitude. Like we went in thinking, okay, we got our dude back. We're good. We don't have to worry about anything.
It was one of those where it was like, losing 2-0 without Balogun, at least we would have had. Like, we could have complained. Yep. we could have said, oh, things would have been different. And now it's like, oh, we got our guy, and they still just kick the absolute crap out of us in a fashion that made every American sports fan think we haven't come that far in soccer.
We could spend the whole day right now talking about how it was rigged, that we got screwed because they didn't let us have our best player, and that's why we lost.
Yeah.
I'd have been better. That would have just been better. Thanks, Trump, for getting involved again. Sorry.
Everything he touches. Everything he touches.
Why'd somebody have to tell him what a red card meant?
It just is, in all seriousness, it felt like there was so much there for the taking, and this was the long way. And if you are a diehard soccer fan or a casual soccer fan who's sitting here today and saying, I'm more convinced than ever that it's just not going to happen here, I understand it. It's one of those weird things about getting old. Like, I'm 41 now. I made the tweet last night where at the end of every American World Cup run, I always have this thought, and I think I've tweeted this every year since 2010, where I'm like, I think about 4 years in the future and how I'm going to be. Like, oh, back in the day, it was like 34. I can't believe I'm going to be. Now I'm going to be 45 at the next one.
Yeah, I hate that tweet because I'm already 46.
Yeah.
That's all you're tweeting.
Oh, you'll be 50.
I wanted to be like, bite me, Mike.
I got 2 more World Cups before I turn 50. You got none. That makes me feel better.
Yeah, thanks. I'm glad I'm giving somebody joy.
But it is crazy seeing soccer fans on social media, or people that I know, like my nephews who are 23, 24, 25 years old, having the same exact discussions that I was having 20 years ago, and realizing, time's a flat circle. We haven't, not that much has changed. The same arguments are coming up. The same explanations are coming up. The same jokes are coming up. If you want to sit here and say, I don't think anything's ever going to change, I'll see you in 4 years, it's hard to find fault with that mentality at this point, which is depressing considering the way that this tournament started off for us. We got to go to break. When we come back, we can put a bow on this soccer conversation. We've also got some exciting basketball news to talk about. It's not all bad today on the show. We'll get to that after the break. This is the Mke Rutherford. What?
I was going to say, don't tell the music that.
Okay. This is the Mke Rutherford Show, presented by United Mechanical. The 3 o'clock hour is next here on the Big X.
Get a tremendous amount of rain in a short amount of time, so flash flooding is a big worry with high in the upper 80s. From the Wave Storm Tracker team, I'm Brian Good.
This is Dugan Ryan. I would love the opportunity to talk with you about how we can help grow your business and have your business's brand associated with Big X Sports Radio. Give me a call today at 812-725-1457.
This is Kentuckiana's only locally owned sports talk, The Big X, AM 1450 and 96.1 FM, WXVW Jeffersonville.
Foot getting deeper, crank it to 11, blowing on the speaker and
better days. I've been the star of many plays. I've seen better days. And Pulisic falls down.
Good call.
3 o'clock hour here, the Rutherford Show, 1450, 96.1 Big X Sports Radio. Everyone reacting to the USA 4-1 loss to Belgium last night in the round of 16 of the World Cup. If there is a positive of the last, 2 hours, Egypt blowing a 2-0 lead with, 15 minutes left in the game and Messi being the second goal scorer, it's at least, internationally, I don't think anybody's talking about America anymore. Here.
I don't like Argentina. I was rooting for Egypt.
I was rooting for Egypt, too.
Argentina, they're like the Cowboys of soccer to me. They just annoy me. I don't know why.
Yeah, except they've won in the last 30 years.
Yeah,
they won 4 years ago.
And maybe one still win without some kind of scandal connected.
Well, there's that. And they've also had they have a better player than anybody the Cowboys have had in the last 30 years.
Yeah, I know. They've got the SGA, the flopper of soccer.
You don't think Messi's really? Messi's.
I'm not saying. Well,
I love watching him play.
I don't know what it is. Maybe I don't know. It just annoys me. He's like the Elijah Wood of soccer players to me. I just don't like him.
He's the Elijah Wood of soccer players. I'm gonna need you to expand on that statement
because Elijah Wood's that guy. I just can't stand. Everybody why don't you like him? I don't know. I just want to kind of punch him in the face if I ever saw him.
Okay, but that's a very personal thing, Trev. You can't make a blanket statement on a radio show.
A blanket
statement on a radio show where you say he's the Elijah Wood of soccer, with the meaning being, I just don't like him, and I don't like Elijah Wood, because nobody understands that.
Well, you don't know that. They could be like, well, Elijah Wood's a good actor. Maybe he just doesn't like him because...
No, you can't make a statement like that.
You don't think Elijah Wood's a good actor?
You can't leave it open to interpretation for the audience because they're just sitting there confused.
I expect them to be listening on a day-to-day basis.
They are listening on a day-to-day basis, and they have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, I just described it for him.
He's very good.
Yeah, but which one, Elijah Wood or...
Messi.
Okay.
Messi. Very good at soccer. Some may say the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
He's awfully good.
He's no Pele.
I mean, I knew you. Of course, you're going to say Pele.
Of course I'm going to say Pele. I'm old. Of course I'm going to go Pele.
I'm going Messi. I think he's the best of all time.
Who was before Messi?
Neither one of our opinions carry any weight in this discussion, by the way.
Do you have somebody in your life that you can't stand for, you can't describe why you just don't like him as an actor or an entertainer?
I don't know if I harbor as much hate as you do.
I would say you sit through 9 hours of Lord of the Rings and see if you don't need the guy.
I sat through 3, and that was enough.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
That was enough.
You don't can't think of anybody?
I'm sure there probably is somebody that bothers me, just not enough that it comes to the top of my head right away.
I know there's people you don't like, but you have your reasons.
Sure.
You don't like Clapton for reasons and so on and so forth. But, there's no reason I don't like Elijah Wood. I should. But I don't know. I think somebody brought up the movie The Good Son the other day to me, and I was like, man, I went and saw it in theaters. That sucked. Wait a minute, that was an Elijah Wood movie.
Maybe that was it.
Maybe it just stems from my memory of seeing that on Christmas Day and it ruining my Christmas. Maybe that's why I still don't like him.
Maybe it is.
I don't know.
I can't think of anybody that I don't hate without reason.
Other than me? Oh, no, you have reasons.
I was to say, if I did, I would have reasons. So
there's got to be somebody.
There's that. Let's put a bow on the soccer conversation because I don't know what else we can really say at this point, but I'll ask you this. I mean, from where I don't know what your headspace was when it comes to American soccer before this tournament started, but if I asked you after watching this for the last month and a half or so, are you less optimistic, more optimistic, or the same as you've always been when it comes to the future of American soccer and our chances of at some point in our lifetimes, I'm not going to say win the World Cup, but flirt with winning the World Cup? Where are you now?
I'm actually, oddly enough, a little still optimistic, if not even more optimistic.
A little bit more optimistic?
Okay. Because I despite the utter Amber Heard-like pooping of the bed last night by this USA team, I still look at this as that was more as much as mental as anything. And I look at this team, and Pulisic, I think, might be the most impactful guy at the highest age at 26 or 27, I believe he is. So most of our guys are 21, 22, 23. And so they're going to be back in 4 years, maybe 8 years. And they will be hopefully improved by then. And we'll have
we say this every 4 years.
I know, but it's a slow progress. We're getting there.
Are we?
I think so. You're not telling me we're not, as a team from top to bottom. Again, I know we're novice in this, but we're not better as a team from top to bottom than we were in 2018 even. We didn't even make the tournament.
Did it look like it last night?
Not last night, no. But that's
the best team we played.
But that was all, and I think again, I feel like that was more of us just not mentally ready, because I feel like we have the athletes. We're athletic as any other team. I feel like I think we are. I just don't think we don't know the game like because they've played it their whole life. They live and breathe it.
But let me ask you this real quick. If we're not going to be mentally ready in front of 70,000 fans going crazy for our team in Seattle against a top 10 nation, but like a team that had looked very beatable throughout the tournament.
Yes.
When are we going to be mentally ready? Is it going to take new players?
2030, hopefully. 2034. Yeah. I mean, that's the best answer I can give you.
I
got to see. I got to see at least us in the World Cup, like Final Four, once in my lifetime, right?
I mean, that's what we all keep saying. It felt like this was the best opportunity we've had to make that happen, and we had it was, as a Lions fan, there's a thing that the fan base always says whenever you get your hopes up and then something like this happens, they just always say same old Lions. Yeah. This was same old American soccer last night, and it was on a tee for you, and it begs the age-old question, if not now, when? And it's like they gave us really nothing to indicate after that first game against Paraguay. Like, they were good against Australia, but they should have been good against Australia. They looked okay against Turkey. And then against Bosnia, they did what they were supposed to. But the real test, the only real test they had in this tournament, it was same old American soccer. And it's tough for me to look at that and say, well, 4 years from now, it's going to be different, though. We say the same thing every World Cup.
I mean, I could say, though, go watch the Paraguay game, and we looked awesome in that game.
We did. No question.
And we
got progressively worse as the tournament went on.
But that at least tells me I know how good we can be when we want to be. If that's a positive in any way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's the takeaway, but
it is after you get beat the way you did last night. That's the takeaway I gotta have.
There was a story today on FoxSports.com looking at what the 2030 roster could look like, and I just thought it was interesting. You do still have. I mean, Pulisic's not old.
No, he's 27, right?
Is he that old?
He's either 26 or 27, so he should have at least one more World Cup in him.
Yeah, I was thinking
Google it if you want.
I was thinking he was like 26, 25. You're right. He's 27.
Okay.
Balogun, I think, is about the same age. He's 25.
Oh, is he? I thought he was like 23. Okay.
So you've got, I mean, like the core of this team. Chris Richards is young too. Tyler Adams is young too.
Freeman's 22.
Yeah, but he's also not that good.
Oh well, I just know his name. So give me.
I think Alex Freeman probably back as well. Tillman, Pepe, my boy.
He's 24, I think.
He's young as well. So all those guys could be back 4 years from now. But they were kind of listing out some of the names, and who the hell knows? Like, we're talking about 16, 17, 18-year-old kids in some of these cases that could develop or could just, be the next
Freddie
Adu. Yeah,
that's the name I always come up with. Yeah.
I think everybody comes up with that name. Because we're all, unless you're a diehard, we're all the same type of fan where when the soccer diehards told us we were going to get Freddie Adu and they put him on Sports Illustrated cover, we're like, holy crap, this guy's going to be amazing.
I think he's the reason why I became a DC United fan in MLS, because that's who he played for back then.
That was our first mistake, is making him stay here and play in the MLS.
Well, yeah.
But the list of players that they had, I thought it was interesting. Josh Winder, who is a Louisville born and bred kid, played for Lou City for a couple of years, and then got sold to Benfica. He is listed as a guy that could be on the U.S. men's national team in 4 years. How cool would that be to have a Louisville born and bred player representing Team USA in the Stars and Stripes?
For what is on the FC 26 USA World Cup team, I added Andrew Farrell.
Farrell?
Is it? I always thought it was called a Farrell.
Farrell.
Oh, that explains why he didn't play well.
I mean, I think we may have missed the window for Andrew Farrell to be on the national team.
By the way, he's 34, and for some reason on the game, I know this is off the wall, but hey, we got to talk about something positive with soccer. You can add Landon Donovan to the USA team on FC 26.
I mean,
he's 47.
I'll say this. Landon Donovan,
he's the highest rated player on my team.
When Landon Donovan was kind of the face of American soccer in these types of events, he got a lot more crap for doing a lot less wrong than Christian Pulisic.
He showed up in every game, every big game. He showed up. Like, we didn't win them all.
Right. But you had the diehard American soccer fans who were like, he's not good enough to be the superstar of this team. He did more than Pulisic did in this tournament. And Pulisic, reminder, sat out the Gold Cup last summer because he had to, quote-unquote, get rested for the World Cup. I mean, I know he's injured. I know he's fragile, but that's part of the problem here.
Didn't Donovan hit the game winner against Mexico in 2002?
The first goal, the Dos de Cero, because we won 2-0.
Okay, so he had the first goal then? I think
you're right.
I know he had that one huge goal in 08, I think it was.
The Algeria game, yeah.
I mean, again, we weren't our best, but Landon showed up.
He had moments of magic.
Yes. That is way more we can say. Tillman's the only guy we can say that about this team right now.
I mean, Balogun a little bit.
I guess. But
Brian McBride and Landon Donovan scored the 2 goals. So McBride technically had the game winner. Donovan had the goal that made it the Dos de Cero.
I thought he scored in that one.
Yeah, he scored the second goal in the second half. I mean, it sucks because, and I think this every 4 years when we make it this far, like, there's nothing in American sports like going out to a bar and having everybody on the same page for that same team. And in the moments where, like, I can't imagine, I wasn't out last night, but I heard from friends who were, when we scored that game-tying goal, like, the place went nuts. Like everybody, like, you can't replicate that. Even when we're talking about, Louisville basketball or Kentucky basketball being in the NCAA tournament, you've always got, friends or family members or whoever around here who don't care about U of L or who actively cheer against U of L.
People who showed up there didn't know there was a game and get some dinner.
It's just so rare. It's the only event that kind of the Olympics do it to a lesser extent. The women's national team, when they had that great, that first World Cup win in '99, like, that was a cool thing. But now we kind of expect them to be this is the one thing that we have out there that brings people together like this. And we still haven't been able to capitalize it on in a manner that really could take over the country. I mean, imagine if we'd won last night. We all spend the next 4 days just talking about this and being excited and making plans for Friday afternoon. Yeah. Our show at Walk-Ons in Clarksville would have been very, very cool. I mean, I would have been distracted the entire time, but still would have been very fun to have a kind of a watch party.
We'd be doing a play-by-play pretty much of the game.
Yeah, and now instead it's back to soccer's the sixth sport that our boys choose to play when they grow up. It's for people who aren't good at the others. And you're like, we've been having, if Michael Vick could only play soccer. I mean, like, the same conversations, they're back again. This is what happens when you get your ass kicked.
Can we get Lamar Jackson soccer ball?
I mean, it's like little Mike was saying those types of things when I was 16 in high school, arguing with my soccer friends. I mean, I actively remember saying, like, I could be out there and I could hide, and like, people wouldn't notice that I don't play soccer. I mean, it was dumb. All this, we had soccer and baseball feuds back in the day, which both sides were ridiculous. And now, as I get older, I realize how ridiculous. But
I didn't play soccer as a kid. It's shocking, I know.
I played until I was like 8.
I didn't with soccer. I guess just even the small gap between us, soccer had already started picking up a little more as you were in that age before.
Maybe.
Like, there was no soccer leagues. I mean, like, hell, I told you we didn't have a basketball league when I was a kid until my uncle created one for me. But as I said, I didn't even really start liking, even knowing anything or liking anything about soccer until I was 18 or 19.
Yeah.
And that was mainly because of video games. That was because I
think FIFA helped a lot.
On the N64, man. I loved it.
By the way, I saw someone describe the Matt Freese play where he came out, and then he was like, it basically looked like the first time I realized you could pull your keeper out of the box on FIFA, and then I didn't know what to do after that. I was like, that's exactly what it looked like. He glitched. He was just like, I was like, dude, I'm gonna boil this down to the most basic soccer cheer that I could ever possibly give you. Kick it! Just kick the ball!
Could he not pick it up or fall on it?
Well, no, he's out of the box.
Okay, because I know there's like what they call the pass back rule, where if you kick it back to them, they can't
use their hands. Yeah, but if you head it back to them, they can.
Okay,
but you've got to be inside the box.
I read where they got rid of that rule in '90 because apparently the '90 World Cup was so boring because that's all teams would do, get up 1-0 and just keep kicking it back to the.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and so that's where they got rid of it, which is good. Give credit to they're evolving, and which is something they need to do when it comes to red card suspensions after this World Cup, as well as what they can and cannot allow VAR to change.
Well, they're evolving. To evolve. They're evolving. We may not be evolving. Well, that's the. I mean, I do think I'm not going to sit here and act like I've got any of the answers, but I do think the people that point out, hey, the academy system that we have in America, we make parents pay like $15,000 to have their talented kids, coached by good coaches and play travel ball and all this stuff. in Europe, if they recognize skill at the age of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old or whatever, like, they're not making you pay to do this. Like, they're bringing you into the academy, and then one superstar player can justify the entire thing because they end up paying it back.
It's our basketball.
Yeah, I mean, they know what they're doing. And we're like, it still is a very protected sport. The average, you talk about, like, why the Lamar Jacksons of the world are not playing soccer out there. One, you know, if all of your friends aren't playing soccer, if your parents didn't play soccer, it's tough to get kids into that sport to be the first one to make that jump. And then two, it's sort of a sheltered sport. You have to have, I mean, all you need is a ball and some cones to play at a very minor level. But if you want to play organized soccer in America, like, you typically have to have at least a little bit of money in this day to play at a high level. And that keeps a lot of kids from having access to the sport at a young age. So there's that. Let's talk about some better news, because there is good news out there. Good news for us, good news for the listeners. I think good news for anybody who cares about Louisville basketball. There have been rumblings of this. I'll admit it, I was not 100% sure that this was going to happen. But Louisville is going to go back to the Bahamas this month for an early season, a preseason trip, and they're going to play 2 exhibition games. There's a new rule now. It used to be you could only take 1 foreign summer trip every 4 years. They've done away with that rule. They now allow you can take as many foreign trips as you want. I think 1 per year, but there's no year-by-year limit. And so with college basketball increasingly becoming a sport where the powers that be have gigantic roster turnover from one year to the next. Rasta. It's this is a very beneficial thing for not just us, but for everybody who is bringing in like 9 players from the portal or 5 players from the portal and 4 incoming freshmen. You get a chance to play on the court with these guys against a different opponent for the first time, but it's also, I think, more of like a team building deal, getting outside of the country where you've got no choice but to hang out with your teammates and do these organized activities. I think it can be really beneficial. So the Louisville men's basketball team, they're going to take a 4-day trip, July 27th through the 30th. They'll play games on Tuesday, July 28th, and Wednesday, July 29th. On the 28th, this will be kind of interesting for us. I mean, I don't know if they're going to try and stream these games or what.
Don't they kind of put them on? One year they put them on like the Cardinal Go Cards website or something, didn't they?
Yes, they did. The last time we took this trip, which was I think 2 years ago, I know they streamed it on like Twitter.
Yeah, it was,
and it was tough to watch.
I think one of them they kept messing up. I think you end up having Kenny Klein doing it from his phone.
Kenny Klein did do it from his phone.
Yeah, he's showing a video, like a FaceTime from his phone.
That was wonderful. There was one. I think that was like the trip when Chris Mack was here.
Yeah,
there was a time where we all were watching a Kenny Klein phone stream of a game because we're insane. They have not announced, but so the game on Tuesday is going to be at 2:00. So that'll be right in the middle of our show, or right at the beginning of our show. We're going to play. We don't know. It's just it's the Bahamas.
They don't know yet.
Yeah, we're going to play 2 teams for the Bahamas. This is the way that it worked last time we did this too. Like, we didn't find out who we were playing until we got down there, and then on Wednesday, the day after, we're going to play another team from the Bahamas at noon. So,
is our cab driver going to be their starting point guard again?
That was the bellhop.
Oh, it's the bellhop.
Get it right.
Sorry.
He played for the Real Deal Shots.
I thought it was the cab driver.
No, it was the bellhop at the hotel where the team was staying. He showed up. He held the door for the team as they left, and then an hour later he was suiting up for the team that they were. And Patino was like, "Hey, weren't you the guy from our hotel?" He's like, "Yeah, I play for this team." The Real Deal Shockers. He had the wrong shorts on. That was that was my favorite part about that whole deal. Because remember there was a big debate. Russ Smith's out there averaging 38 points a game, and it was going into his sophomore year, and we're like, maybe this guy can play.
Yeah.
But then we also were like, he's doing it against the hotel bellhop. Maybe we need to see him do it against UConn before we get too excited. And thankfully he did.
Remembering these stories makes me more excited about watching this.
Oh, I love the summer trips.
We have no memory of, except for just a little bit you just mentioned about Russ Smith. All these are just stories of how they were broadcast and the team we played. How we looked is almost irrelevant.
I just remember 2 years ago, we had just gotten through the 2 years of Kenny Payne, and we tip off against so everyone's very excited, and more excited than I think they'll even be for this trip, just because it was like, oh my God, I can't wait to see what hopefully is going to be competent basketball. And first game, we won the tip. We passed it like 3 crisp passes in a row, and Kason Pryor splashed a 3 from the right corner immediately. And I mean, it moved for me. Like I was watching, I was like, oh my God, I've been waiting for 4 years to see this again. And it was just such a cathartic moment. I was like, oh, we're gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine.
Was that the night John was conceived?
No, he was like 2 years old.
Okay, my bad.
You
were so excited, you're like, Mary!
Yeah, get in there. It's like in the middle of the afternoon. But so we'll play those 2 games. Pat Kelsey put out a statement in the official press release from U of L saying, "This is a business trip for our team. The chances to get 10 additional practices and a pair of games under our belt before the school year begins is absolutely invaluable. When we played in the Baha Mar Hoops Summer League 2 years ago, we saw what a great benefit that extra court time could have on our team, and we are looking for a similar effect with this quick trip to Nassau." Because we played a team for the Bahamas that was terrible. We thought was terrible, and then they ended up like beating Richmond or something 2 days later. And then we played the University of Calgary, if I remember correctly, in the second game, and they were a little bit better, but we still blew them out.
That was PK first year, right?
Yeah, it was the summer before his first year.
Game, yeah.
So I don't know if it'll be a similar thing where we're playing like an actual college team from somewhere else, or if it's going to be 2 teams from the Bahamas.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't like Rob Doster do play-by-play for the game? Yeah, okay.
Doster and Oglesby went down there.
Yeah, that's why I do remember that.
That's where the broadcast was. Phil 68 broadcast the games. Yeah. Hopefully we can get somebody to do something similar. I know it's kind of
hello, we're free.
I would love to go down there.
You mean the Bahamas?
Yeah. The Bahamas.
We could do like a video of us doing those giant slides.
That would be wonderful.
Water slides would be awesome.
There's a great video of Kenny Klein doing that.
Until I get stuck in it like I'm the German kid in Willy Wonka.
You end up getting the trip canceled because you die in the slide. Like, we can't play.
I just get stuck.
I'd be so pissed at you.
And the other team's starting point guard and power forward is part of the rescue crew.
Just slam into you.
They didn't have enough players after that. They had to use them. They were part of the volunteer fireman team. Yeah,
a 15-person backup in the slide because they don't know that you're stuck.
Then they get the next know you got me seating there. I'm coming out like the cow being saved from a forest fire. Like I'm being hung there like a piece of beef.
He killed the entire Real Deal Shockers team. They're stuck in the slide.
I'm just instead of a thumbs up, I'm just giving the L. I'm just like, hi.
It's like crane you out. Oh God, the image is now burned into my brain. So we do the games. You can go if you would like to. They've got They've got not you specifically. They've got ticket packages already in place. You can go to BahaMarHoops.com for information about tickets, rooms, and VIP packages. The guy who puts on this event, which is BDG Sports, Brooks Downing, said, interest in foreign tours has exploded this summer, with rosters largely turning over in today's college environment, combined with the significance of name, image, and likeness investment in each roster. This is an affordable way to protect that investment and get a big head start on the new season. I was sort of curious when this rule came out, because it was a couple months ago, and I was like, well, this is a no-brainer. Everybody should take these foreign trips. The benefits are pretty clear. But then at the same time, we're operating at a $30 million deficit. I was like, do they really want to show? Because this costs money, I assume, to go to the Bahamas and coordinate all that and take. So I wasn't sure if they were going to do this. But this is another example of them being like, our game plan right now is to spend money that we don't have in an attempt to win as big as we possibly can, and then hope that the combination of that and things, quote unquote, going back to normal at some point in the next 5 years is going to be enough to offset those costs. At the same time, money isn't real. Just spend it all.
It's the American way, isn't it? Just spend it until the debt collectors come and then claim bankruptcy.
It doesn't matter. It's all fake money. We're good to go.
I'm curious, as part of the VIP deal, does that get you 2 minutes on the court playing time?
Don't think so. Maybe you can play on the other team.
You get to play for the gold standard VIP. Do tip off against Louisville.
That's another thing. You elbow Flory Badunga and wreck his. We're gonna have Louisville basketball.
You cheered me up. Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll get your thoughts on the Gameday Men's Health text line 502-414-1450. YouTube chat popping as well. We'll check in with you guys after the break. It's your hour. It's coming up next. It's the Mke Rutherford Show, 1450 96.1 Big X Sports Radio.
you had a bad day. You're taking one down. You sang a sad song just to turn it around. You said you don't.
This is sort of a. I don't know if anybody else listening has the same memory, or if Trev, maybe you do. So after the Orange Bowl in 2007, early 2007, you know, we won. Great times. Yeah. I was there. It was fantastic.
I was in Bowling Green.
We beat Wake Forest. Bowling Green was also a cool place to take in the Orange Bowl.
Partied that night.
Louisville football is doing things that we've never done before. And then, what, like 4 days later, we hear that Bobby Petrino is taking the job with the Atlanta Falcons. And that pissed off everybody, understandably.
Was it that quickly after?
It was very soon. Well, I know for a fact he had already taken the job before the Orange Bowl even happened.
Oh, that makes sense. Because I remember, did it break on like ESPN News or something?
It sounds right.
Yeah, it was weird.
There was it's still there. So there was like the old days of, what was it, like Peter B and Kelly K or whatever on like.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah,
it was either them or
WH 99.7
DJX.
DJX.
But okay, apparently it wasn't them. It was the Lambert and Lindsay show on 102.3 because I found the video.
I remember those names as well.
So I was listening one morning and they did a version of that song, but they made it about Bobby Petrino. It was called Bad Day Bobby Petrino. And like it was so corny and so lame, and I'm already pissed off, and I'm listening to this on the radio, and I'm like, I want to die, like right now, take me right now.
You sent it to me.
I just sent you the video.
It's loading. I get the thing loaded up.
Because it's like, we had a bad day, Bobby left town.
When did that song come out? Like I felt like when I picked it.
It was around that time. I was in college. It was like 05, 06.
I was ready for you when I picked it to be like, oh, this was an obvious one. I kind of felt like it too on the nose, but you know what the hell.
Yeah.
I gotta do 6 songs for your show. I can't be too picky.
I just sent you that.
I know I've got to get to an ad. Hold on.
I just love this. The very first comment on this song from 18 years ago is, one guy I surely felt bad for was Eric Wood, number 77, center, who I became to know before he left for U of L, and I met him a few times even after that.
I've got it. By the way, the first thing that pops up is Steve Cragthorpe.
Yeah,
it's like
because I guess they made this once we started sucking in 2007, it looks like.
Oh, okay.
So, okay, go ahead and play it.
Ready?
On the Lambert and Lindsay show, it's Bad Day Bobby on 102.3 The Max.
Where is your coach when you need him the most?
Something we would do.
He's down in Atlanta with the paycheck to boast.
It's coming back to me now.
This is good. I like it.
And now the Cardinal fans are sad, and all the Wildcat fans are glad. Petrino's packed his things and
you're
gone.
not
Bobbing. Didn't he tell us that he wanted to stay?
As a matter of fact, he did.
Oh, Bobby boy, until they offered him double the pay. And after he gave us an Orange Bowl win, Cardinal fans are still wearing a grin. Petrino's packed his things and gone. I guess we had a bad day. Petrino left town. Fans are now crying all over town. He said he won't go, and that was a lie. He brought home a trophy, now he's waving goodbye. We had a bad day. He's flying first class, shoved the Orange Bowl trophy right up your ass.
All right, pretty good.
I could do without the Bob and Tom laughing, but
yeah,
because I don't know if they started that, but
it's a little too much.
Everyone does it now, way over the board. But that was kind of. Why don't we do more songs like this?
We should.
Like, but between the two of us, I mean, we're about as perverted, like the perverted Weird Al Yankovic, anyway.
By the way, I'm looking at this. I've had the same YouTube account for like years and years and years. So I mean, this is the first time I've seen this or heard of this in probably 15 years. I'm noticing on the description, I had disliked this. I gave it a thumbs down like 20 years ago or whatever. It's not as bad or as corny as I thought it was, but I'm with you. The egregious laughing in the background is way too much.
I mean, don't get me wrong. A few lines had me laugh a little bit.
I like Shove the Orange Bowl trophy right up your ass.
That was funny, yeah. I do. It's not the top comment on here, but the second comment. Petrino's back now.
Oh, it was 12 years ago. God, that makes me feel
There
old.
is one 9 year. That's the newest one.
I feel like this song got way more. It deserved way more attention than it got.
I do love these comments, though. It's kind of fun.
I mean, look at this. 10 years ago, glad these days are long gone. The Petrino era has returned. And then right after that, 7 years ago, and it's gone. It's a fun walk down memory lane. Rolling on the floor laughing. Go Cats. Kentucky Wildcats, back-to-back Governor's Cup, 07-08. Go Cats. Do you have a song about Strong?
That was some people's other call. I missed that one. Okay.
And then 13 years ago, Sugar Bowl, baby. Bleep old Bobby Boy.
What it's just Craig for press. I guess that was before.
God.
That must have been before the game started.
Oh, my God. Amazing. LMAO. Go Buckeyes. I can't wait until UNC pummels the Cats. 18.
Ooh.
What?
I'm curious about this one.
Okay.
18 years ago, at Stephen Peak.
Whoa.
I mean, I wonder what the odds are. To U of L Dynasty, really? Really? I mean, it sounds like a UK fan.
And then he says the 99 Kentucky team that destroyed U of L.
I wonder if that's our man.
I've been working on videos since 2003 as a 13-year-old. You can follow my improvement in video production by watching from the first video I published in 2006 to the present day. Linked to his Instagram. It's Pete! It's Stephen Pete! He was commenting on Bad Day Bobby Petrino 18 years ago.
That is great! We found Stephen Pete!
That's amazing.
I was hoping to find you, but that's better.
No, man, I wasn't going to comment. I hit it with the downvote.
I've never commented on a YouTube video.
I probably have.
I've probably done thumbs up or thumbs down on occasion. But yeah, I've never done. I'm texting him here.
Pete's comment, really?
Oh, that's okay. I missed that one. This is the one I read. Yeah.
You mean your recruiting won't suffer because of this? You mean Cragthorpe is going to take this 180 and turn it into a 360? And by the way, how do you figure this is your worst team in a decade? Do you not remember the 97 and 98 teams? And what about the 99 team that UK killed you guys on your home opener at Papa John's? LMAO!
Let's say this was 18 years ago. Peak is, I think, 38. So he'd have been 20 when he did this.
Oh, I was thinking he was a lot younger.
No, I think he's only. I think he said he was 10 in 98. So
that's hilarious.
That would make him 30. Yeah. And by the way, just like with you, it's 6 degrees of St. Matthew's Little League. He played for my uncle in All Stars.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Well, I know he played baseball at Trinity after I did.
I mentioned St. Matthew's one day. I always do because I don't have anything else to brag about. And he was like, I played in that league for 4 years. I'm pretty sure I was the assistant coach on his all-star team.
That's hilarious.
But I can't remember. I was like, I don't remember yet. It might not have been that good, buddy.
It is one of those things. I would love to go back and if we had video of, the last year I played when I was in 8th grade and we won the title because you remember that team. I'm sure that I'm checking into the scorer's table and you're sitting right behind me at the scorer's table for that game. I would love to have somebody has a video of that. It'd been wonderful.
I used to always have to tell the kids to sit down, wait before the ref calls you in. Don't just run in, wait.
Yeah.
I used to sometimes just make small talk with the kids just to mess with them.
I kind of feel like I remember you doing that.
I probably did.
I feel like there was a weird guy that was always talking to me when I was checking into games.
Hey, I'm in there for 6 hours watching 6 different games. I get bored, okay?
I don't blame you. Let's go to the YouTube chat first. We'll take your YouTube comments, and then we'll get over to the Gameday Mens Health text line. Number there is 502-414-1450. Scaglywag on YouTube says, I'm never believing in the U.S. men's national team again. I never want to see Reamer Pulisic again. Frauds. Yeah, but here's the thing. If we start off hot in the 2030 World Cup, you're going to start watching again. There's so many people who are like, you're never going to fool me. You're going to forget that this even happened 2 years from now. Like you're going to have very little recollection that the 2026 World, it's going to take somebody jogging your memory to be like, oh, yeah, we got embarrassed by Belgium. Or maybe you're going to be like, I remember we got embarrassed. I don't even remember who we played. And then in 2030, when all your friends and family members are talking about it, if we're fortunate enough to make it out of the group stage again, which with the expanded tournament, hopefully we can make it out of the group stage every year.
We've moved past this expansion tournament thing is stupid, right? I think we've embraced it at school.
It's been a fun-ass World Cup.
It has.
I can't even hate on it. I didn't like the initial expansion, but it's been a lot of fun. It maybe diminished the importance of a lot of the third games in the group stage. I'm willing to sacrifice that for what we've seen in the first 2 rounds of the knockout stages because it's been phenomenal. I've loved the theater. It's kind of like how I feel when people talk about diminishing the craziness of the college football regular season. I'm like one, I still think there's a lot of excitement because teams are going to be jockeying for position in the expanded playoff, and those, like, you're going to have more games that mean more towards the end of the season. Maybe if you have a number 1 Michigan versus a number 3 Ohio State, it's not going to be quite as life and death as it was, 5 years ago. But I'm willing to sacrifice that for getting the playoff and having all the excitement that we had, last year. It was so much fun watching that. I feel the same way about the expanded World Cup now. I do not feel the same way about the expanded men's basketball tournament, so don't even take it there.
Now, give me, I guess, maybe 20 years we'll be okay with it at that point?
I'm still going to be pissed.
Because I feel like I brought this up.
Well, then they will have expanded to 172 teams by then.
Because I feel like when they expanded in 85, people like our age were probably like, this is stupid. How dare you do it?
Were they?
I don't know. I'm just curious. I wonder, though. Like, we didn't have social media, but, I mean, as Americans, don't we always find something to complain about?
I just feel like that's the point. This was the one thing that people didn't complain about. It's the one American sports postseason where people were like, this is great, but don't bleep with it.
But we grew up with it because, again, since 85, so, I mean, we were looking at, almost 40 years with the same structure for the most part?
Pretty much. Besides the one team extra in 05 and then the 4 teams extra in whenever that was, 2011. That's the only expansion we've dealt with.
So I took a screenshot of that comment and sent it to Peak, and he's like, it could have been me or 3 other people. We all shared an account.
Now he's just doing damage.
He's doing like it was 18 years ago, dude.
He's worried we're gonna find more comments that say some worse things.
He's at the dentist at the moment as well.
Now I want to go into his full profile and just see if we can find old comments. Oh, Peak.
I mean, this may
mildly racist comment from 2006. Let's talk about it.
That's anti-Semitic.
What? 82 Atlantic says Christian Pulisic is the most overrated player in the history of soccer, and it ain't even close.
I mean,
he also says CM Punk is 1 year older than Trevor and still won the WWE title.
Yeah, and I move better than CM Punk does in the ring.
Oh.
Punk is so lame.
Matthew says, I'm so glad communist kickball is done. 9 more Saturdays until a real sport is played.
Are we surprised Trump didn't call him communist?
I was kind of expecting him to be like some variation of like soccer is stupid and whatever in like an official True Social post. We didn't get that I know of.
Like I asked this to a buddy, but he didn't know the answer. And I know it's, when it comes to Trump, like you can always take it with a grain of salt what he says. But in yesterday's press conference, he was like, "That rep, he's got a questionable." Like, is there really question about his past? Okay,
so
sometimes he just makes stuff up.
No, he was right about that.
Okay.
The ref was Brazilian, and he has a history of giving out apparently like really bad red cards that were heavily disputed in Brazil.
So he's like Doug Shows of soccer,
pretty much.
Okay.
It was one of those that only came up because he gave one of our guys a controversial red card. Yeah. But then immediately people dug into the background and are like, oh, he's a history of like bad red cards in Brazil.
He doesn't own a roofing business.
Probably not.
You know, because
Producer Keith says, Trevor, just stop. We are never going to compete in international soccer until the nation's youth programs are completely destroyed and reassembled where everyone can play, not just the wealthiest kids. And then we will have to wait another 20 to 25 years, and maybe we'll get lucky to make the quarterfinals. Well, that's depressing.
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we won gold in hockey. I mean, doesn't that tell you that anything can happen?
Well, no, we've won gold in hockey a lot.
I know, but I'm just saying it's hockey. That wasn't one of our.
12 countries play hockey. You know, we had a lot less of a hill to climb.
Like the 1930 World Cup, we came in third.
Pretty much, it's basically the same thing. If we can narrow the sport down into like 12 teams, and only 3 of them get to come from Europe, we got a shot.
Are you telling me there's not a hockey team in Argentina?
Don't believe so.
Okay.
Scallywag says, I agree with producer Keith. It's cool that our midfielders are remarkably better than normal. That defensive line and goalie wouldn't beat Roman's JV team. Pulisic is useless.
I mean,
Roman is coaching the Dolphs JV team right now.
We could use maybe his coaching experience.
He says it's like they got a lot of work to do.
Does Pulisic deserve this?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. I mean, but is he? I don't know. I'm trying to be positive in some way, but damn, he's making it not very easy.
I'm with you.
I'm like trying to think of some positive spin to this, and
well, it just sucks because again, like every time you turn on a match, the best players in the world are out there showing out. You know, like Haaland's incredible, and
Ronaldo.
Messi scored in 9 consecutive World Cup games. Yeah, Ronaldo started doing something. You poked him with a stick, and he finally woke up a little bit. You've got who's the guy for England who's scoring? Harry Kane.
Harry Kane,
scoring all the goals for England.
I mean, I mentioned the guy from Egypt's played well. Even though
Mo Salah was great.
He's got like a pulled hamstring. He's out there playing.
And like our guy that was supposed to be like, we were talking about this guy being the one who's going to level the playing field for us. It just like non-existent.
Yeah, he's supposed to be our guy that's equal with the others that you just mentioned.
And I guess we kind of maybe should have expected this because, he's had a good international career, but he hasn't been the type of like consistent superstar that everybody was projecting him to be 8 years ago. Because he's with AC Milan now. And
that's a good team.
I mean, it's a good team, but he had the chance with Chelsea. And there was all this talk about him stepping up and being one of the better players in the Premier League. And it just didn't happen the way that it was supposed to. He's been kind of a disappointment across the board.
Does he play with those teams, or is he just on the roster?
No, he played.
Okay.
I mean, he had some moments early on in his Chelsea career, I want to say, that where people were talking about. I think they had a nickname for him like about his American heritage. I think that's when they started calling him Captain America, and then he kind of tinkered out and was just like not doing that much.
Yeah,
so he went to AC Milan.
I'm looking at his Premier. Through his 4 years, 20 appearances, 25, 27, 22, 24. I mean, that's half the season.
Yeah.
9, 4, 6, 1 in terms of goals. And then with Milan, he's played 36. I mean, they played 48-game seasons, so it's playing most of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And that's good appearances. You're right.
But he hasn't become that international star that I think a lot of people both here and abroad thought he might be.
Rather be a domestic star at this point. I mean, I'll settle for that.
Give us something. Yeah. I'd rather you be like an okay player for us at this point. Scott, let's see. 82 Atlanta says the summer games in the Bahamas in 2024 were streamed on YouTube. Rob Doster and Terrence Oglesby were the announcer team. It was great. But it was, I think, through Floyd Street Media. And I only know that because I made a comment about how it was like a high school broadcast, and it was. And people got upset with me.
I just remember watching it on my phone while I was waiting to meet a
It was great. Terry says, Mike, you got to do the impression of Bobby Petrino if he was the coach of a losing U.S. men's soccer team.
Give me your Petrino.
I feel like he would just be immediately be like, I mean, soccer's, it's not really my sport, but, you got to give us more than that. You got to do. I understand the disappointment. You got to kick it harder is what I would say. And if you're not controlling the balls, then it's gonna be a bad time. You're gonna have a bad time out there.
I told the goalie to kick the ball, not to miss it.
I don't know what
if you can't hit the ball, you can't win.
I mean, we can't kick the ball. We can't pass the ball. We got goalies out there.
They won't let us grab the ball.
I don't know why you can't just pick the ball up.
I've told you we used to have the life-size cutouts of Rick Pitino and Bobby Petrino at the old OG studios.
I think you told me that.
Yeah, I can't remember whose they didn't belong to us. Somebody did like a weekend show they belonged to, and he ended up taking them with him. But it was just always funny. Like watch if you ever find like an old clip, you can see Petrino in the background holding a Mountain Dew bottle, like right behind whoever.
That sounds right. I feel like the Patino one was like a Pepsi.
I think it was. Yeah. They were both Pepsi related.
I remember that being a thing. Pritchard says you can't be called Captain America and be too injured to carry the shield. Oh, I said it the way I like mine better, but yours is pretty good. 502-414-1450 is the Game Day Men's Health text line. Reminder: Game Day Men's Health, redefining men's wellness. No shortcuts, just results. Testosterone, peptides, weight loss, sexual performance therapy, and more. Visit GameDayMensHealth.com today to find out what they can do for you.
Sounds like the U.S. soccer team needs to go to
Game Day Men's Health.
Men's Health. Yeah, they could use a lot of help in a lot of those things.
Couldn't hurt.
Especially testosterone.
Oh, it's like our first text is from UK Rob. I think this was for Peak. Wisconsin guy Carrico is also a KRC text.
Yeah, he's a big kid.
He said most dentists will give you nitrous if you ask. More expensive than lot balloons, but worth it for some. This is about Pete going to the dentist?
Yeah, and because I told him, I was like, well, didn't want to. He was unhappy. He was kind of nervous. I'm like, you're going to get laughing gas. What's the problem? That's the best part of going to the dentist. And he's like, well, I'm just getting clean. They went, no, just tell him, give me the gas. Like
It's like, sir, we're literally just doing a quick floss. I want the gas.
I don't care if I'm there just to pay the bill. I'm like, can I go in the other room just for like 5 minutes? I mean, you got to. That's the only reason to get excited about going to the dentist is you got to get the gas, right?
They gave it. My poor son, when he had his tooth pulled last week.
Yeah.
It was crazy watching him go. Because he was just terrified.
Imagine.
Understandably. And when they put the gas on, like he's not comfortable with the mask. And they're telling me, just breathe in through your nose slow. He's like, and then like slowly he's just like laughing his ass off at Virginia, like dancing with his like little blanket that his like comfort toy. And I was like, oh, it's like, and then they started shouting again when they went back and had to like do stuff in the mouth. It was bad. But I remember the only time that I remember getting laughing gas where they tell you that it's laughing gas back in the day. They said that. And then I just remember like sitting there and being like, okay, like when's this going to kick in? And then just like starting to laugh my ass off and be like, all right, like I get it. Like this is wonderful. Yeah. Let's go.
I mean, you don't go to the dentist and not get the laughing gas, right?
I mean, I never get the laughing.
I mean, that's like, oh, come on. That's like going to McDonald's and not getting fries. That's just not, you can't.
They don't just offer it up. It's not like a service.
Well, you have to ask.
I mean, I've had fillings. They just, they numb the tooth and they go in there.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I know people are probably thinking, when's the last time Trevor went to the dentist? And that's a good point, but I mean, now I had one point had to have 4 root canals in one trip, which was not the favorite thing. My first time, I don't know why I remember this because I don't remember much. My first time I ever knew I was going to have like a tooth pulled or something, and they knew they were going to give me gas. I was 12, and all my friends were like, "You get something in your mind because you're going to have like cool dreams." I'm like, okay. So this is the nerd I am.
I feel like this is a gateway situation.
This is the complete nerd I am. I go to the dentist's office.
Bro, you got to line up what show you're going to watch after this.
The whole time, I'm doing nothing but staring at a Dave Winfield card because I want to think about Dave Winfield when I go into the... And before I get... And this is how I remember I'm 12. So before I get up, I look over, and there's an SI, and it's talking about the death of Reggie Lewis. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that sucks.
Oh, God.
And I go into the office, and I'm like, I'm going to have a good dream. I'm going to be playing. I'm going to be doing, like, the baseball video with Dave Winfield instead of Fred McGriff. I end up having a dream of playing one-on-one with Reggie Lewis and Dave Winfield, the referee.
In the afterlife.
And he's just dunking on me. And to this day, I still remember having that weird dream, and that was the gateway drug, as you'd say, the first time I did the laughing gas.
I just love that you had 12-year-olds who were like, dude, you got to think of something funny. That's going to be
That's
great.
what my friends are like, dude, have something good in your mind. It's going to be awesome. I'm like, okay.
John woke up Saturday morning. He loves when he remembers his dreams. And he was talking about, he's like, we were having a party at our house. Because I think it was because he knew we were going to have people over for the 4th. And he was like, we had like this person over, and there were even like dead people there. And I was like, I was just thinking, my grandmother passed away in March, and every night he wants to pray for Mimi. He's like, tell her we love her and we miss her, which is very sweet. And I was like, oh, like he had Mimi, and he's like, I was like, oh, like who? And he was like, yeah, Phoebe and Fitz, of course, which were my parents' old dogs that have died in the last 2 years. I was like, tough luck for Mimi. Phoebe and Fitz.
Sorry, Mimi.
Phoebe and Fitz got invited from the afterlife to the party. Mimi apparently didn't make the list. We had to cut her off. But I was like, it's a tough look. It's a tough look.
Oh, I never remember my dreams. At least not for long.
Ohio guy, always a ray of sunshine on the text line. Finally, the United States of America can go back to not giving a bleep about soccer. This is what happens. These were the stakes last night.
How much did we lose? Like, I would guess to say, because of the way we lost last night and everything, we lost about half of the people we probably gained from having.
Yeah, I mean, I again, this is one of those deals where I remember the last 5 World Cup appearances we've made, and how the talking points have been so similar. Where it's like when we played so poor, we had the breakthrough in 2002, right? And then in 2006, I think we entered the World Cup with the highest world ranking we'd ever had, and there was all this hype, and we finished dead last. Like, got destroyed by, I want to say it was the Czechs, 3-0 in the opener. I remember I was working in Iowa, and I went to a sports bar to watch the game. Only person who cared about soccer in the entire city of Carroll, Iowa. And
really?
We got embarrassed.
I thought that was a soccer hotbed.
Apparently not. Maybe they were all just watching it at their homes. But I remember the talking point after that being this just set back the progress that we'd made 20 years. And the same conversation in 2010 and 2014. And then when we missed the World Cup with the Trinidad and Tobago fiasco about how it set us back. Like, it obviously didn't help. But I tend to believe that a lot of the fans that are taking the Ohio guy standpoint where it's finally I can stop paying attention to this, they wouldn't have been locked in even if we'd made a run to the semifinals. Whenever we lost or whenever the tournament ended, they were going to go back to being like, hey, that was cool, whatever, I'll see you in 4 years. I think you do have a handful of, like there's a group of people that maybe you could have really brought into the fold. But this notion that Americans are going to be captivated by soccer during the World Cup and they're going to adopt this team in the Premier League or Serie A or wherever, I feel like most of it is rooted in fiction. And I would say the same. People say the same things when it comes to these niche sports in the Olympics. They're like, oh, I've got to find a handball team to watch. I'm like, you're not going to watch curling on the weekends. You're just not. And I think that most people are the same way when it comes to this.
I mean, I guess if we're going to lose some, I hope it's the, maybe 25 and older demographic.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, who cares?
You don't want to lose the kids.
Yeah, that's the thing. We don't want, we want to, 8 and 9, 10-year-olds, those are the ones we hope. And maybe, with the hype and the pumped up that they were going to get into that game, maybe a heartbreaking loss like this is something that can trigger your passion for wanting to get back.
But it wasn't even heartbreaking. It was just embarrassing,
It was heartbreaking in the way we just got our butts kicked.
There. Yeah.
And thinking we were going to be better. As an Eagles fan, I've been, and this is a Lions fan, we've been down that road way too many times.
Yeah. Gonna go to break. When we come back, more from you guys. Game Day Men's Health text line 502-414-1450. Keep it locked right here. We're back after this here on the Big X.
'Cause you had a bad day, you take one down, you sing a sad
9241CK Jeffersonville.
It's the 4 o'clock hour here. Tuesday edition of the Mke Rutherford Show, 1450, 96.1, Big X Sports Radio.
Mike, you're going to say this is so Trevor. I just learned something very disturbing during the break.
Okay, Trevor learned something very disturbing during the break.
I don't know what to say about this.
Okay.
Okay, so I got a text from Peak. It was like a group thread text, right? And just saying, hey, finishing up the dentist, I'll keep you updated. And the other person goes, whose other number? Is that Trevor? And I was like, yeah. I was like, who is this other number? Is it Jacob? And he's like, yeah. I apparently had the wrong number for Jacob.
You just added a random Jacob to the group?
Well, no.
Jacob Lane?
No, it's Jacob. Whatever his last name is.
Polachek,
yeah. Like he gave me his number like a week ago or whatever, something like that.
Right.
And I won't give it out, but like let's just say like
Thank you for that.
I thought the last four digits I thought were 44. And apparently it was supposed to be 74. Which does explain a little bit. I've been texting this number for like the last 3 or 4 days.
But I thought he said it was Jacob.
Yeah, no, apparently the number I had was wrong.
Right.
And the group thread is when I just now discovered this, that I have been apparently texting this person for like the last 3 or 4 days and having like conversations with them about soccer and things, and they've replied to me.
And this person said their name was Jacob, too.
They never actually replied.
I thought you said that they said it was Jacob.
No, I just sent them the text. Go, hey, it's Trevor, just so you even know, because I talked to him through DMs.
Well, what have they been saying?
Well, not really a lot, which does explain why I've been ghosted for the last 4. When I was like, hey, congratulations officially, welcome to Cardinal Nation, and I got nothing back.
What did they say before this?
The first thing I said, hey, this is Trevor. I was like, guess what? England scored. And I was just because it was kind of a running joke between the two of us.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, they got mollywopped by Mexico on Sunday. And then he's like, I get a text back. He's like, USA won with like all exclamation points.
I love that.
And I just said, yeah, it was a fun game. And he's like, yeah.
See, this is what we lost. We average people we don't even know were getting into the soccer.
And so
they were willing to text you about it, even though they had no idea who you were.
And for those who don't actually know, like, Jacob's got a San Diego area code. So this is somebody on the West Coast, probably.
It's incredible.
Now I kind of, now that I know, it does take a little fun out of it, but I kind of want to send something now and be able to see how far this person would go with me.
So we had a similar situation a while back when we were young enough to take like guys trips. We had my buddy, you may be listening, he's a big UK fan, but my buddy Joe Escola, we had added, his last name is Golf Sensation, Joe Escola, Escola. We somehow this is back when you had to do like email threads, we somehow added a Joe Scola, Scola, to this group where we're talking about, I think it was when we were trying to talk about taking a trip to Vegas. And, I mean, we probably had sent 77 messages in this group before this guy was like, hey, I don't think I'm supposed to be in here. And it became this thing where we were like, all right, well, we're still going to keep you. Like, he, like, took himself off the group, and we added him back. And we were like, hey, in case you want to come, like, it'd be a funny story. And he's like, no, I don't think so. We're like, seriously, we think you should come. Like, let's make this happen. And then I think finally the guy like blocked us. But it was.
I was really hoping he'd say he didn't. Then he just showed up, and now he was in my wedding.
It'd have been a lot more fun if he had. But that was a good time. So now we still always talk about where Joe Scola is these days. Where he is.
That's Luis Scola's cousin.
That's right. Exactly. 502-414-1450 is the Gameday Men's Health text line. We are underway in the latest round of 16 game. This one's from Vancouver. It's Colombia versus Switzerland. Let me ask you, with the Americans out now, you've been very into the World Cup. I've been very into the World Cup. A lot of people listening have been very into the World Cup. Where does your interest level go from here? I mean, I assume you'll still pay attention.
Oh, yeah.
But does it lose a little bit of shine with Team USA being done?
Well, of course. I mean, it definitely loses shine. But, yeah, I'm still, I was a little upset that I couldn't even watch either game today because it's like both were during work, and I would have loved to watch Argentina. And
Argentina
Egypt.
was insane.
I know.
I had a buddy who was there.
That's. You got friends that live in like Dallas area, don't you?
Well, I think that was Atlanta.
Or no, he lives in Michigan now too.
Yeah, my best friend does live in Detroit, but
I'm right here,
right outside Detroit. But this one he was at the game in Atlanta.
Name dropping over there. But I would love to watch this. I kind of, as I didn't get a text you last night. I forget who I texted. I was kind of out of it, but I had to numb myself after the third goal. But my mom comes in the room. She's like, "We still got Norway," like so positive, and gives me like the thumbs up. I'm like, I'm contractually obligated to love you, Mom. Like that's.
I mean, Norway, I think kind of is my squad moving forward.
Because
I was excited to root for the Egyptians if they'd won today, but I feel like I'm all in on Norway.
They're kind of the last. Are they the last like kind of underdog a little bit? I guess the Cinderella maybe.
Well, you would think a country like Morocco, because African nations don't typically do well at the World Cup.
That's true.
Would be sort of an underdog, but they just made the semifinals at the last World Cup.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they could be having some countries have those like back-to-back runs and then they disappear forever again.
So, but it's mostly big dogs. I mean, Spain and Belgium, pretty big nations. France is obviously the favorite. Morocco's, I guess, kind of a little dog. Argentina's the reigning champs. England, it's coming home. So yeah, I mean, I feel like Norway is sort of the Cinderella story.
And we got Colombia would be kind of a Cinderella.
A little bit.
I mean, I think we've made more World Cups than they have.
Probably.
This is their sixth. I know that.
Just because it's tougher to make it out of South America with Argentina and Brazil.
Well, same with Norway coming out of England, I'm sure. I mean, isn't that where it is?
Norway coming out of England?
Don't they come out of like the middle area, like where Belgium and England?
I believe you're Europe.
Well, Europe, yeah. Get it with an E. Listen, I just spent the last 3 days texting a stranger in San Diego, okay? Give me a break, all right? Outside that, I would like to point out I do have 2 of my 4 Final Four KRC bracket teams left.
Nice.
It's Colombia and England, but I still have 2 left.
Yeah, I mean, Colombia is 11th in the world rankings.
Okay.
Switzerland's 15th.
I mean, who are we rooting for in this game, Colombia or Switzerland? I'm rooting for Colombia.
I don't really care.
You don't care?
Yeah, so Norway is the lowest ranked team still standing.
All right. They're
19th.
They've got to be the fan favorite. I mean, because as Americans, we're going to embrace somebody.
Well, the Holland guy is cool as hell.
Oh, yeah.
He looks like a literal Viking.
Yeah.
And he just like kind of walks around and then just scores goals.
And just doesn't. I think the first time I saw him to score the goal was when I don't remember what match it was in group stage, and he just doesn't celebrate. He just walks to the flag and just stops. And
Gives that little like bleep-eating grin.
Yeah,
like, that's cool as hell.
Like that's yeah, exactly. Like that's the kind of guy I'd want to hang out with and could probably help me get laid. Like that's the cool dude.
He wore like when they were playing the first game in Dallas, he was like, "I'm here for all of Dallas." Like that, he wore that shirt, like had a cowboy hat on. The guy's cool. He's awesome.
Yeah,
I love it. And apparently, like diehard soccer fans always talk about how he's the coolest guy in world soccer anyway. So
even though he plays for Man City, which I'm a Man U guy, but that's not here or there.
Congrats on being a Yankees fan, basically.
You know what? I'm not going to accept that because I have always my entire life been ashamed to say Man U fan because I knew that people were always like, "Oh, the Cowboys of the Premier League, bandwagon jumper." And yes, it was the 90s. They were good. I jumped on the bandwagon.
They were the glory team of the 90s.
But Peak has pointed out they have not done anything since like 2004.
Well, neither have the Cowboys.
That's a good point.
The Yankees had some rough stretches too back in the day.
So you know what? I'm not going to be ashamed anymore of saying I'm a Man U fan. First of all, I can't even be a bandwagoner anymore.
My buddy Craig, who's a diehard Man City, immediately shut up, Trevor.
I've been playing a season with Man U, which that's how I learned 2 of my starters play for Brazil. I figured that out, and I'm back on it. Man U, baby. I don't know what their saying is, but Old Trafford.
You need to figure out their sayings.
I know they sing Country Roads.
The only 2 teams like internet people are like, well, are you going to find a club? I always said, well, in college, I thought it was very funny when I would see the soccer score scrolling, and AS Roma, I always said looked like Ass Rama. And so I think one time hungover, I was like, does that say Ass Rama? So I'm a Roma guy.
Okay.
But then the team that I cheer for in England, and I'm loyal, so I don't care that they're not in the Premier League. West Bromwich Albion. Know nothing about him, but the one time that I played FIFA, I created myself, and I got a contract with West Brom, and I played with them. So that's my squad. I think they're in the championship right now.
That's why I picked Man U. That was the team I would Ferdinand, Van Nistelrooy. I mean, it was before Rooney, but even Rooney later on. Like that was the team I would pick because yes, they were awesome, and
they're back to being good now too.
They're not bad.
They finished third this year.
Yeah, they did. They're, ratings wise, I mean, your boy Man City is awesome on that game. By the way, I drew with them. I couldn't beat them.
That game in second.
Yeah, they're loaded on that game. So, but Man U's good. I'm getting back into it. Fernandez, he's the guy in the middle.
I mean, don't just look up names now and just
I'm not looking
try to call yourself a fan.
I'm looking at the bracket screen. I'm just going off my memory.
I don't think that's true.
Which is not a lot. Sesko's like a real young guy.
I don't need any more.
You asked for it.
I don't need any more.
Everyone needs
Game
it.
day, enough. Gameday Men's Health text line is 502-414-1450. By the way, U of L football, they're pushing this right now. The kickoff luncheon. Tickets are now on sale for the kickoff luncheon, which will take place Monday, August 17th at the Galt House. Doors open at 11:30. Lunch is served at noon. If you buy tickets, you get to sit at a table. They have a player there. You can toss them all your questions. You'd be like, hey, guys, you going to be good? And he's going to be like, yeah. And it'll be worth the money right there. $60 each or a table of 10 is $600. You can go to Ticketmaster.com/U of L /buy/26kick. It's a lot of backslashes. Just find the press release. It's on gocards.com. Check it out there. Kickoff luncheon coming up next month, August 17th. Texter says, it's the Riddler. Riddler says, sending my text back in from yesterday. Oh, yeah, the Riddler got sanctioned by Text Groove yesterday. 2 texts got blanked. Something weird going on because I also can't listen on the call-in line anymore. It won't dial. Also, I'm not Chris the Plumber's burner account, and I'm definitely not pro-Trump. I just want Josh to sack up. Is that too much to ask for? Text from yesterday, Polachek is the guy who sat on the news that Stokes had already signed his NIL deal with Kansas when he was visiting with UK, and also the guy who contacted Yesufu directly before he was in the portal. This guy is bad news and can negatively hurt recruiting. I'll be open to being proven wrong, but consider me a doubter. I remember those stories. I didn't realize that it was Jacob who was at the center of those controversies.
I'm going to text him right now and tell him, talk smack to him, even though it's not him.
I did see the Riddler's tweet last night in the middle of the game where he was like, I kind of defended Trump today, and this is how I get treated. Because it's like we're down 4-1, which I thought was entertaining. I didn't realize that. I remember the Tyron Stokes deal, where when he signed with Kansas, the story immediately comes out on KSR that he had already agreed to an NIL deal when he took his visit to UK. And Kentucky fans were like, what the hell? Like, why didn't we know this? So, I mean, the thing is, you got to remember, I keep seeing a lot of Louisville fans, and I had to do this more with Jeff Greer. People are like, welcome to Card Nation. Welcome to the – like, Jacob's not going to be a fan blogger. Like, he's here to cover the team as a Big J journalist. Kind of like – and I know that we don't – it's sort of a gray area when it comes to the rivals and the 247 sites and all of that. It's not like it with the Courier-Journal, you kind of knew that you had a non-fan covering the team. They were just trying to do a job. It's becoming that way with the rivals and the 247 stuff for a lot of different programs. Now, I think it's different from program to program. And obviously, we have Jody on the other side who I think, roots for Louisville at this point in his career and has reasons to be. I mean, he's directly tied with the university, does the official radio broadcast. He's there for football and basketball, so it's a little bit different than what Jacob will be doing. But, yeah, I think he'll probably – like, he's not going to be spinning stories that favor U of L and not talking about things that are negatives. At least I think – I don't want to speak for him. At least I think that's the way that it's going to go. Texter said – go ahead.
I talked to him today and asked him how the transition's gone. He had nothing but glowing things to say about Louisville fans. He's like, they've embraced me with open arms. He's like, I was a little kind of surprised. Thought I'd get a little backlash, but it's been good.
Well, good.
He also said he's been getting a lot of people asking if he can unblock them because Jody blocked them when he was running the website.
Oh. I didn't know you could, like, block people from the website.
Or he blocked them somehow. I assume he meant the website, but maybe he meant, like, there's maybe a Twitter account under the...
Or, like, ban your account or something?
Yeah, something. I don't know.
Oh, like the official Cardinal Authority account?
That's what I'm assuming.
Gotcha. Texas, I started listening to the show at the beginning of Roman's career. Roman was great, but has always struggled with sticking to his own guns and owning his opinions. The short time that Nat spent on the show was probably my favorite from a co-host. The flow between the M&Ms when talking sports was so nice. Mike and Matt both gave their opinions with questioning attitudes and respect toward each other. Trevor has a vast amount of knowledge within the history of sports and is definitely a fun co-host during the offseason. However, I am worried whenever football, basketball season starts and the show is required to talk sports 75% of the time. I am willing to see how TK handles the sports-centric flow during the fall months, but if it goes bad, I will be missing Matt Childress sorely.
Oh, I'll talk. I'll talk sports. I will. We'll save the pop culture stuff just for until the rest of this month. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm still going to use pop culture references, but no, there's a reason I'm in sports radio, not wanting to do any other radio.
It's not your first rodeo. I feel like it's been a while now, but I feel like when we had like 2 full seasons of both basketball and football together. Now, maybe we didn't talk basketball back in the Kenny Payne days for good reason.
Yeah, because we didn't want to slit our wrist.
It's like, hey, we lost by 50 again. It sucked. Let's talk about who the next coach might be. Like that was kind of the vibe of the show, especially in year 2. But I feel like once the actual season gets here, once early September rolls around, we are 90% focused on sports.
Yeah, we'll talk it all during the week, previewing, post, breaking down, yada yada. I haven't done that in a while. So
yeah. Texas Mike, how are we getting to the Bahamas? Plane. Have you ever been to the Bahamas?
No.
Good time.
That's off the Florida Keys, right?
I mean, yeah.
Why are you pausing to say that? Like are you Googling it yourself to make sure I'm right, or are you?
No, I mean it's I guess technically yeah, but it's not overly close to the Keys.
But it's off the coast of Florida, though, correct?
Oh, it's south of Florida.
Okay, well, I mean, you can't go north, and if you go
north,
you
can go east or west.
You go north, you're in Georgia, so I mean.
Yeah, I mean it's.
That's figured. No, I've never been. The only time I've ever been outside the continental USA was I went to Toronto once when I was. Was it 12 or 13? It was right after they won their first World Series. That was '93 because that's when I went to Detroit and saw the Lions versus Seahawks game. We went across the border to Canada. And went to a McDonald's, and I got like a pack of Blue Jays cards. It was kind of cool. That's the only time I've ever been outside the country.
Really?
Yeah.
I went to the Bahamas on a 3-person bachelor party.
Nice.
It was right after the 2012 Final Four. Terrible timing.
Wow. Yeah.
I was like, I just want to go home and sleep. And I had like 2 days to rest before we left for like 5 days in the Bahamas.
Stuck in New Orleans with the UK friends. Right?
Yeah, I mean, which I handled by excessively drinking for 2 more days.
Hey, so did I.
Yeah, and then doing a little bit of writing. And I just remember waking up one day and forgetting that the time was different from we were on Central Time in New Orleans, and they were like, you can have the story ready in an hour. I was like, oh my God. It was a bad morning.
I had someone call and want me to do a segment with them while I was down there, and I remember just being so hungover.
Yeah.
And I was in like they had like this like open area in the hotel we were at. People could go, outdoor like a park or whatever, like bushes. And I'm just out there on my phone doing this segment, just so hungover, like, yeah, New Orleans is nice. Game sucked.
Pretty much. Texas Pulisic is Scoot's hater, by the way. Yeah. Pulisic is a great player, but between him, McKinney, and Tyler Adams all being no-shows, it killed us. Flo couldn't really get much going because no one could get the ball to him. Dest was awful. He was terrible. I don't want to be over the Pulisic, but his poor play last night really bothers me. Also, maybe Bearhalter was right about Reyna. Every game this tournament, he hasn't done anything. We scored in the first game. It was a great goal, too. Shout out to Tillman, though. He played his ass off last night. I thought Weston McKennie, you could make the case, was the best player for us in the tournament. He was bad last night. Adams had a couple of really bad moments. We've talked about Pulisic. Balogun, he had 2 chances. The one, his body was kind of twisting, and he sort of airmailed it over the goal. We thought it was going to be a corner, and nobody touched it. And then he had the one where he took the left foot shot when we were already down 3-1, I think, and couldn't get much on it. And that was pretty much it. Dest being so bad was surprising.
I don't even remember his name being said, which is probably not a good thing.
Who?
Dest.
I mean, there were a couple times, like, he had a couple of good runs, and then there was one that I remember specifically where, he's one-on-one with a guy to the right side of the box and just runs right into him and loses the ball. I'm
like we did that a lot.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing there? He gave it away, and then they yanked him after halftime. He had been very, very bad. And, I mean, it was a bad night for just about everybody.
Yeah.
Papa J.
I mean, I guess Tillman kind of did well. He hit the one free kick.
Yeah. Which, maybe if it doesn't get deflected, doesn't go in. It was kind of It was going to be on goal, which, he
don't take away my one joy.
It was a great moment. I mean,
come on.
We had that 1 minute of glory. I'll never forget that 1 minute where I was like,
going for me, Mike.
I was like, we're back in this. Let's go. And then boom. Papa J says, thoughts, comments, and a question. Well, fellas, it looks like it's really summer radio now. I hate that we got beat, but we are better but have a ways to go to be top 10 in the world. I think the first game could determine our whole football season. I love Ryan Conwell and Javon Hadley. Not a big Heat fan, but will pay attention because of them. Heck, I've watched them already in a summer league game. I miss Roman, and I hope he's doing well. Please give him my best. Question, Mike, do you prefer a young radio novice or a seasoned veteran like TK? We're using seasoned pretty liberally there. No. I always sensed you really enjoyed teaching and watching the young guys grow. As always, have a great rest of your show and go Cards.
Good question. Mike, answer that question.
Well, it's definitely different. It was... I mean, I talked about it on the show after you left. I'd always been sort of the younger guy in all forms of media. I started the blog when I was 20, and when I would do radio shows, I was always the younger of the two guys hosting. Certainly that was the case with John. I'm a little bit younger than you are, and it was very strange to, for the first time in my quote-unquote professional career, to be like,
the old man?
Yeah, the guy who didn't understand the references that 25-year-old Roman was throwing out there, who had to be, some of the new language had to be explained to me and all that stuff. But it was kind of fun. It was interesting hearing a different side, being on the different end of the spectrum, and now I'm right back on this side. I think there's pros and cons to both ends of it. So.
And yet you have to tell them things like what Sandlot is.
Yeah, I mean, there were lots of moments where I felt like you, where I'm like, you don't know who Snoop Dogg is. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? That's not a real example, but there were stuff like that where it was things that I believed at 41 that everybody knows. I realized like 24 and 25-year-olds have no frame of reference. And even you had to take that down to Louisville sports where, we're talking about the 2006 Orange Bowl and stuff, and both Roman and Matt are like, I was too young to remember that. Like I've got no memory of it. I was 7 years old or I was 6 years old or whatever. So you had a lot of stuff like that where I kind of enjoyed having to change the mindset going into the show every day, dealing with people that were 15, 16 years younger than I am.
The two moments that you said to me that I knew I wouldn't, and this, I don't mean to sound like an insult, but I knew I wouldn't have to dumb down my pop culture references for you, was when I first, I think the second day I did a show with you and I saw you outside, and hey, you're Mike Rutherford. You did the almost famous On My Better Days. Yes,
On My Better Days.
And I was like, great pull. But the day I knew you were going to get me was when you told me, John, when the day John's born, you're just going to blare lightning crashes. And I'm like, like, who else knows that, remember that other than someone like my age, really, maybe?
The angel opens her eyes.
I saw them in concert, for the record.
Pale blue colored eyes. I told Mary one time I was going to do that, and she didn't know the song, and I played it for her, and she's like, I'll literally kill you.
That was the exact moment I was like, okay, I don't have to, like make sure I cut off my reference date at a certain point. Like, he's going to get my pop. He's going to get my, and for the most part, you've pretty much gotten them all.
Yeah, the difference between us, though, is, like, once I realized that Matt and Roman weren't going to get anything from the early 2000s or 90s. Yeah. I just would stop making the references.
Which is what I would have done if I had felt that way with you.
I don't think you would have. I think you still just would be. Yeah, I think you're still making obscure pulls from the 80s no matter who you're doing the show with.
I think poor Peak said, I think the second day I did a show with him, he was like, I have to write these down and like Google some afterwards. I'm like, I'm excited to give you homework. I mean,
sounds about right. Texter says, I'm no soccer expert at all, but you could tell early on, even with the first touches, to me, how much better they were. The U.S. didn't have a shot until the free kick, and Belgium had 9 shots already, I believe. It felt like Louisville versus Clemson in 2017 when game day was at Cardinal Stadium.
I think halftime it was 11-3 shots on goal.
I mean, they had a great chance right off the bat. Freese made probably his best save of the tournament, I think like a minute and 12 seconds into the match, and they almost got a shot right off the opening kick. Like, that was all right, we need to steady ourselves type moment. And it just never really happened until it was too late. Sucks. But we move on. By the way, Switzerland and Colombia, no score through the first quarter, if you want to call it that. We're at the hydration break.
That's been the running joke, right?
Yeah, I know. I mean, my friends last night were like, second quarter's ours after we're down 1-0. It wasn't, by the way.
I think I sent a group text like somebody holding up the four fingers, like, let's go. Fourth quarter, baby.
Unfortunately, it didn't
When
work
did
out.
that start?
I feel like it was like early 2000s.
Because honest, it's weird.
We gotta get a
Weirdly, okay. The first time I remember it was like Wake Forest doing it against us at like the Orange Bowl.
Well, but they held the force for a player who was number 4.
Okay, but I thought that was pretty cool. That's like the first time I remember seeing people do it, and I'm like, when did this start?
People have been doing that for a while.
Okay,
it was a thing in like high school. I remember we did it at like Trinity, like 1999, back in the day.
Right. Okay, that's what happened.
Let's go to break. When we come back, it's hour number 3. A couple things to get into that we haven't, including very good news for a former Cardinal and potentially very good news for a recently departed Cardinal. We'll get into that after the break. It's the Mke Rutherford Show, presented by United Mechanical, 1450 96.1, Big X Sports Radio.
Commingness. All I want to do is be more like me and be less like you.
Good poll.
I went with numb. That's how this game made me feel.
Little hybrid theory. On Saturday, I was in control of the music outside, and it was like a lot of kids, and then like my parents were there, Mary's parents were there.
Like Jerry at the party. We got jiggy with it.
I mean, so, I was kind of, I just went to like my standard playlist, and I was kind of picking and choosing songs that were appropriate for the scene, and then I had to go inside and do something. And I'd forgotten that the music was still playing, and I checked my phone, and I realized that the entirety of Crawling by Linkin Park had been playing outside.
Is it a dirty song?
No, it's just like that one where it's like, there's something inside me that pulls me crawling in my skin. And I was like looking outside to see if my mom was crying or something, or like trying to turn it off. I was like, my mistake. Sorry, 4 minutes of crawling. It's okay.
Do you remember the old, did you ever see the school bus we had for the station?
No, you've told me about it, though.
Okay, it's because it was classic. It was a great thing. But it had speakers at one point on the outside of it. And we did it so like you could play the station, and it would play the station outside the bus, right? Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Common sense. One of our employees, I can't even remember to say his name, but like he needed to drive it from A to B. And I guess he decided not to listen to the station. And instead was listening to, I don't know what rap it was, but apparently he was dropping a lot of curse bombs. And he's just driving down Westport Road. It was blaring. I don't know if he just didn't realize it or if he didn't care. And he didn't work there much longer afterwards either.
You pretty much get the same experience today with any Amazon driver. Like, just
really?
Which I don't blame them. Like, I'm walking the dog, and they're parked, and it's just the loudest music you've ever heard.
Oh, because they don't have the doors on their trucks. Yeah.
You can always hear it. It is the final hour today of the Mke Rutherford Show, presented by United Mechanical, 1450 96.1 Big X Sports Radio. If you've been hurt in an accident or on the job recently, we know it can be a troubling time for you. You're not sure where to turn. The Call Your Law Firm, though, they got you covered, and they got your back, not your wallet. That's why their attorney fees start at just 25%. If you go with a bigger firm out there, they're going to make you sign a piece of paper that's going to put 40, 45, 50% of your recovery money back into their pockets. You don't want almost half your recovery money going back to the attorneys. That's why the Call Your Law Firm is putting you first. It's why they got your back. Call them today, 502-736-8141, or go online to callyourlawfirm.com, COLYER lawfirm.com. Hurt in an accident or hurt on the job, call your law firm. Big day today, Trevor, for our boy Donovan Mitchell, who officially is going to be a Cleveland Cavalier, at least in theory, for at least 4 more years. He signs a 4-year, $273 million contract extension with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I believe there's an option for a 5th year in there.
$60 million a year, roughly.
Roughly. He had the opportunity to wait an extra year and I think get more money. Instead, he chose to re-up with the Cavs on the first day that he was eligible to do so. If he had waited until summer to next summer to add an additional season, he could have made an additional $80 million on that deal. Instead, he chooses to re-up with Cleveland on the first day that he's eligible, allowing the Cavs to kind of navigate their future, also showcasing his commitment to the franchise and the city, which he has talked pretty consistently about how much he appreciates and loves them, wants to be at the core of whatever success that they have. We'll see if the Cavs now have a little bit of wiggle room to make something else happen. They know the LeBron stories are out there. It sounds like that they're trying to make that happen, but we'll see. But Donovan's going to be a Cav for the foreseeable future. As far as he's concerned, he's 29 years old.
Mm-hmm.
This is the prime of his career.
Yeah.
They just went to the Eastern Conference Finals, the farthest he's been in the playoffs yet. Do you think this is the right move to commit to Cleveland for these core years of your professional career?
I mean, if you can still bring in the right people to help him out, then yeah. I mean, I think it is. I mean, we saw, and I'm not a math guy, but I mean, clearly you can do that. I mean,
we don't do math on the show.
No, but you've seen Boston. Boston has given those same deals to Brown and Tatum, which weirdly enough is one of the reasons why they had to get rid of Brown, was because they were paying 2 guys $60 million a year and couldn't do it. But before they did that trade this year, for the last 3 years, they were able to not only have those 2, but bring in guys like White and Kirsten Polinskis, or whatever his name is. You know what I'm trying to say. And bring other guys around them, veterans. So if they can do that, which then yeah, I think it's a good move for them because he's definitely worth it. I think. I'll be interested to see. I mean, he'll be 33 when his contract ends. Yeah. I mean, I'd be interested if this is his last contract with them. Maybe I could see. Yeah, I would, or if they maybe decide to get rid of him halfway through it, depending on how the franchise is going. But I don't think I think he can still win there.
I think
Utah was so stupid to get rid of him.
I think it's interesting. Cleveland clearly feels like, they've been on the cusp of being the Eastern Conference representative in the finals a couple of times now in the last few years.
Yeah.
They feel like the best route to get over that hump, apparently, is to keep their core intact as opposed to getting rid of some key pieces and bringing in some new guys because they've got they're apparently going to do a deal with James Harden that sounds like it's going to be 2 or 3 years.
What, to keep him?
To keep him.
Oh, that's stupid.
They're going to...
They're not going to win nothing.
Mobley's locked up, I think, for 2 more seasons or 3 more seasons. Allen's locked up. Mitchell's locked up now. They're expected to... The Tyson kid, I think that they're expected to re-sign him. So they're kind of going with, like, we think we're close. We think we're right there. And if we can bring in maybe one big-time addition or do what we did last year and bring in an additional piece at the trade deadline, we feel like we can get over the hump. That's one takeaway from being swept in the Eastern Conference Finals, I guess. But that's where they're going. And I hope it works out for the best. But I still feel like they're third, fourth, fifth fiddle in the East with the roster that they have right now.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. As if you can guess, I'm not big on Harden at all. I don't
think many people are.
I think he's a cancer more than a cure. I like Evan Mobley to a degree, but he's just kind of Miles Turner 2.0, really. He's just that guy. I mean,
but he's fine for what he is.
But I think it depends on how much you're going to pay him and where you're going to put him on the pecking order of your salary.
But he's already under contract.
I know. And Miles Turner makes a buttload of money too, and in some cases it's okay. It just depends if you build the right team around him. The problem is you've got Mobley and you got Allen. Like you've got kind of 2 guys in the same pod that you need to move one of those guys. Get rid of Harden. I'm not a big fan of some of the moves they've made around Mitchell, but it does say a lot for Mitchell that no matter what and how negatively I think about those moves around him, he's still doing well. And I mean, these teams are still, competing in the playoffs but that's how good he is. I mean, he's the second or third best player in the East, in my opinion.
Now, Shams apparently said an hour ago that LeBron's the first priority for the Cavaliers now, and Donovan is fully on board with that.
I mean, is this about tickets or is it about winning?
That's kind of where I am, too.
I mean, it's kind of in the middle, maybe. Like, how much... Like, even in the East... And listen, I don't think the West is as dominant as it once was, but, like, LeBron's like a third option right now. I mean, I think he's really a third option on your team if you want to compete. And...
I get Donovan saying it'd be cool to play with LeBron at the twilight of his career. It's something you can talk about for the rest of your life. But if your full focus right now is making a real run at a world championship in these 4 like prime of my life years, I'm not sure that that's the addition that gets you over that hump and makes you better than the Knicks or better than the Pistons or better than whoever.
I mean, it can be if you bring someone else with them, and I don't like what they have around them.
I don't think they can bring anybody else with them.
I mean, you've got to get rid of Harden, but they're not. Apparently,
they're not going to.
No, that's just. What did he do to make you think he's good enough to keep?
I don't know. I mean, he still can score a little bit, but
so can I if I take 40 shots.
Well,
I mean, you're bound to hit 1 or 2, right?
He did defer to Donovan, which I was a little bit worried about when they first joined forces, which was nice to see. But yeah, it's
not in every game. There were some games where Donovan wouldn't touch the ball for 2-3 minutes in a playoff game because Harden was taking all the shots.
Yeah, they're going to have to work that out. Yeah, they're going to have to figure that out. But
it's a Cleveland problem.
At the end of the day, Donovan's going to make about $70 million a year for the next 4 seasons. That's awfully good. Mm-hmm. Is he – I mean, I have to compare contracts. Is he now the wealthiest active former Louisville athlete? Is he making more than Lamar?
He's got to be.
In his career?
Well, he's making – no, there's no way Lamar's making $60 million a year. There's no way.
Not right now.
No. I mean, the highest paid in NFL quarterback would probably be, maybe 30? Maybe $35 million. So I say that like it's some kind of like chump change.
Yeah,
like it's like I'm saying like it's 35 cents. But yeah, because NBA is the contracts are way. I mean, not baseball out of control.
So Lamar's career earnings at this point are reportedly about $187 million. Donovan's new contract alone is $100 million more than that. So, yeah.
And Donovan was
he's got to be number one.
He was making probably $40 million before this even happened.
Yeah. I mean, I assume so.
Because the max deal is like $60 million. Because that's, again, like I said, that's just what I went over when I looked at the Brown trade. And
you know who's got a chance to be in that conversation moving forward is Will Smith with the Dodgers, because baseball contracts are pretty ridiculous.
But Will's getting up there, too. Isn't he like 29, 30 by now?
I want to say.
I mean, I know baseball's a different world, but
I want to say he's like 27. You may be right.
Because I feel like he's been in the league.
I mean, he was about that same time. He's 31.
Yeah, that's. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's still.
He's got 5-6 good years left.
I mean, didn't
probably.
Freddie Freeman just sign like a $40 million contract a year when he at like 39 or something?
Yeah, but it looks like Will signed a 10-year extension in 2024. That was worth $140 million. So he's probably not jumping up there anytime soon. He's under team control through 2033. But yeah, I mean, Donovan's got to be the most. I would say. I mean, now someone can fact check this. Outside of Junior Bridgman, who made billions of dollars outside of sports, he's probably the wealthiest former Louisville athlete, wouldn't he be?
Oh, I'm trying to think of it. Yeah,
I don't think there's anybody that's in that same ballpark.
Yeah, I mean, well, because what was Bridgman? Did he hit the B?
He became a billionaire.
Okay, did he? Okay,
towards the end of his life.
Yeah, I mean, Mitchell's not in $1 billion. I mean, there's no way.
No, I mean, I think he's probably second when it comes to former Louisville athletes and career earnings.
I'm trying to think. I mean,
it's impressive.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody that would have come close. I mean,
Bozak. I love Bozak.
Bozak Smith. I remember
Saul McKinney's funeral.
The first day I saw his girlfriend / future wife was the day I realized anyone that plays sports and basketball at Louisville, it doesn't matter what you look like, you can find a hot girl. She was beautiful, and I'm like, he looks like that.
He looked gorgeous. He was beautiful as well.
I told you my story.
Like a baby bird.
Like the first game he ever played, I went to that game at Freedom Hall, the exhibition game. And then this is what, 94. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have and how bad I am with names.
Is this going to be a good story?
Probably not for him. And because of the way I was hearing the announcers for like the first 3 weeks of his career at Louisville, I thought his name was Ballsack.
Did you really, though?
Yes.
I mean, you thought somebody named their kid that.
Well, then I saw him and it made sense, but I was like, okay, I mean.
Anyways, congratulations to Donovan Mitchell. Great contract. We're all very proud of you. We love you.
I called him that. My friends would make fun of me for that.
Last night, while everybody was fully focused on Team USA taking on Belgium, NBA Summer League was going on. We had Michael Brown's debut. He had a couple of very, very good highlights that had Nets fans drooling.
I thought he wasn't going to play.
He didn't play the first game.
Oh, okay. This was.
He didn't want to go head-to-head with Darius Aiko.
Okay, I thought that's what confused me when I saw that highlight of him making.
No, he played last night in the second game. Ryan Cantwell also played last night for the Heat, though. And how about this? 26 points. 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 8 of 14 from the field, 4 of 9 from 3, 3 of 3 from the line. He is looking like a guy who maybe is a threat not just to make the Heat's active roster, but to actually contribute to the team as a rookie. He's making himself he's making some friends in the Miami Heat fan base so far in the Summer League. Are we surprised that Conwell has been this good this quick for them?
No, I mean.
I love that guy.
I really, honestly, if he doesn't probably take he was like second in the nation in 3-point attempts. I think second or third. I brought this up. We talked about this with.
That's why I came here.
And I get that, yeah. But I mean, he doesn't take that excessive amount of threes, and some of the ones he did take. I mean, his percentage is probably a lot higher.
Sure.
And I mean, and that's what you're seeing at the NBA. He's going to get a lot more open looks. He's going to be a lot more catch and shoots. You not have to play point guard, even though they might use him, but a different style. Like I said, I thought it was a great addition when they picked him up. I think it's. I don't know how much he will play. I hope he does, but I think he definitely is. I think he's going to make that roster.
Sure seems like it.
Yeah. And I saw. Did you see Giannis? I guess changed his number.
No.
They started selling his jerseys in the store, and the next day he announced he's changing his number. Which I don't.
That's a tough look. Although it becomes kind of a collector's item.
I am not a fan of the number changing in the middle of a career. Like, now, if you go to a team like, Shaq went to the Lakers, he couldn't wear, he had to wear a certain number because somebody retired. Boston, with KG not wearing 21. But when 34 or your number's available, I hate Paul George has changed his number like 4 times and did it once just to make it a nickname, which was stupid. You saw, I don't know. Where are you on number? Are you you have one number and that would be your number for your career?
Yeah, I think
as long as you can wear it.
Although I would see myself as like a role player who, when we got a big player and they asked to change numbers because they wore that at their other place, I'd be like, yeah.
I would do that too, yeah. But just like willy-nilly changing numbers, like LeBron wears a different number when he changes teams, or just like Giannis now, he can wear 34.
I feel like I'm committed. Like I always tried to wear 5 growing up.
I was 35.
And I feel like I would, if I'd been better at sports, I would have kept trying to be, like, I would have been committed to 5. For my entire life.
Yeah, I think I like that better. Like, I guess Kobe started it because he changed from 8 to 24, 24 to 8, whichever it was.
Well, Jordan changing when he came back was a big deal too.
Well, yeah, and for what, like 2 months?
Was it only 2 months?
It wasn't. Well, no, he changed it in the playoffs. So I guess
changed it for a game, and then I thought he went back to 45.
No, he changed it in the playoffs. I think it was in the Magic series that they lost. He finally went back to 23 and never went back again. And 45, I think that's the story is that was the number he always wanted because it was his brother's number, so he went with 23.
I thought it was something about his dad.
Because maybe it was dad.
Yeah.
It was something family related. I know that.
Yeah. It was Big 12 Media Day today. We're hitting the off-season mile marker again. I think we've got ACC Media Day coming up next week, which will be, they're not what they used to be because now we have access to these guys basically 12 months out of the year. And they can put out whatever messages they want. But it used to be a way to kind of like hear the thoughts of the coaches and the administrators, and now they can put out statements on the internet whenever they want. So it's lost a little bit of its luster. But there were a couple of interesting announcements from the Big 12 today. I think most notably is the announcement that the Big 12 has formed a quote-unquote entitlement partnership with Monster Energy. Monster Energy now will have jersey patches for every team in the Big 12 and field logos at every stadium for teams in the Big 12, as well as court logos for men's and women's basketball. I know we're not thrilled with some of the stuff happening in the ACC. I know it's sort of a tenuous foothold right now. It's not the steadiest of surfaces. At least we're not playing on the frickin' Monster Energy logo field in the ACC. Like, I'm looking down at the Big 12 because of this. I get that we're doing whatever we got to do for money, but this is a deal that's going to pay I think the conference $20 million per year, and each school will receive an additional $1 million per year. Everyone's got a price. That's not my price for where I'm willing to go to have to wear Monster Energy patches on my football and basketball jerseys and have them splattered across my fields and courts.
How long is the contract for this? Because I always feel the most of these really, like, I think I heard Dennison talking about Indiana doing this with sponsorship of the field and like their patches on their jerseys. And his guest was mentioning how like when teams sign this, these are like 5, 10, 15-year deals.
Oh God!
Like I don't
Monster
know.
may not exist in 15 years.
That's my point.
It might be illegal.
Like I can see that company going bankrupt mainly because of this probably deal.
Can you imagine if we still had 4 Loco patches on our jerseys because of a deal we signed in 2014?
That's kind of where I'm going with this.
They don't have a year on here in the official press release.
But it's probably like at least a minimum 5 years. I mean, usually that's what they do.
I would assume it's
sometimes. I think the guest on Dennison's show said like Michigan State.
It just says multi-year
like
deal.
Okay,
it doesn't say
more than 2.
It say what I've got to read these official quotes. Let's see here. The Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormark said, "This is an important partnership for the Big 12 as we continue to grow our commercial business. Monster Energy is a global cultural. What are we doing? Is a global culturally relevant brand that aligns with who we are and where we're going.
I mean,
together we will bring
Monsters Energy.
Together we will bring the Big 12 to new audiences, expand our reach, and deliver innovative experiences for our fans." I love that you had to act like the cultural fit of Monster Energy with the Midwest came into the equation when it came down to whether or not you wanted to strike this deal. Their values are our values. We're energized too. We consider ourselves monsters in the field as well. Monster Energy Chief Partnerships Officer, oh my God, Mitch Covington, Can you imagine having that on your business cards? Monster Energy Chief Partnership Officer.
Hey, our intern Ian was drinking a Monster drink today.
He's a Big 12 man.
I asked him what it was. He goes, "It's called White Monster." I was like, "Really?" And you know what joke I came up with?
Yeah.
I couldn't. I mean, come on.
It's not. Yeah.
That's just.
There's only one joke you can come up with.
That's so low hanging fruit. If you don't take it, you should be beat up.
Mitch said, Monster Energy has built its brand on sports and athletes that leave it all out there on the field or the court. Partnering with the Big 12 continues that tradition of aligning with great sports teams and organizations committed to excellence. Commissioner Brett Yormark and his teams of the Big 12 Conference are always going to be on the forefront of college athletics, and we want to support and be part of it.
I think the ACC should sign with Red Bull, and we just make it a total energy drink rivalry.
I like that.
Every conference should be sponsored by an energy.
I mean, Red Bull's a bigger deal than Monster, right?
And there's got to be at least 4 or 5 energy drinks out there, right?
Yeah. Last quote, Yormark said, Monster Energy represents drive, edge, ambition, qualities that mirror our student athletes and the Big 12 Conference. Our multi-year partnership is a first of its kind, built on the right brand and cultural alignment. Monster Energy is the #1 energy drink domestically and will take this conference to places it's not been before.
It's sugar and cocaine in a can.
This is the funniest thing I've ever heard.
I mean, really.
When I look at a can of Monster at 3 a.m. at a gas station in rural Illinois, I think Fred Hoiberg and the grit of Nebraska basketball. I've been saying that for years.
If they're going to get Monster, I think ACC should just go get Marlboro and just go to hot tobacco on them. You want to bring out Monster drinks? Guess what? We'll hook you on tobacco.
Minga beef jerky.
Think that'll work?
The ACC partnership. I don't think you can do that anymore.
Damn. I mean, really, is Monster drinks any more addicting probably or worse for you than cigarettes?
Probably not.
I mean, it's...
We're going to get a conference who's an entitlement corporate sponsor with weed brands in 5 years.
Oh, I mean,
100%.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Well, what comes before that? We already have gambling sites, don't we? With conference, or am I just thinking TV stations in the NFL?
Texas Tech greatly apologizes for the Brendan Sorsby disaster as we bring you this press conference live from the BetMGM studios on the campus of Lubbock, Texas.
It wasn't that he was betting on sports; he was just betting on football.
There's a right and a wrong here.
I mean, we've had what now in the last 2 weeks? Multiple more NBA players being indicted. Marcus, was it not Bagley? The Beasley, the guy that went to Florida State.
Malik, yeah.
Malik Beasley, and there was somebody else they got.
The highlights of him obviously trying
to get the rebound
are incredible. The one where
he's
stands still for 3 seconds while the guy drives right around him. I'm like, yeah, this guy's guilty. There's no question.
He got it with 0.6 seconds left. He's sprinting down the court to get a rebound.
Let's take a quick text here before we wrap up this hour. 502-414-1450. STL Cody guy says Pulisic was getting killed online last night, and rightfully so. Also, we've all seen the clip of Vince McMahon doing the cut motion with his hands and crying. That had that clip, and the caption said, Dad, what were those 61 seconds like when we tied Belgium? It was, 61 seconds of just pure bliss.
Have we not had a Gone in 60 Seconds poster done up with the USA men's team on it?
Yeah.
The lead Gone in 60 Seconds?
Trevor Stepdad says Mike's ranting. No. I've never ranted on the show. Never will. Stern monologue. Never ranted, never will rant.
Yeah, you don't rant.
I don't rant.
You monologue. There's a difference.
Not monologue.
Is it monologue?
Monologue.
What's a monologue?
Serbian Montenegro.
That's who sponsors the SEC, yeah.
That's right. Monologue. Brought to you by the SEC.
Who's Sunbelt going to get? Just RC Cola?
Hasbro.
Come have a big red.
Yeah, it's White Castle.
No, it's actually RC Cola, but okay.
Lazard guy said, I despise the sport, and even I was locked in last night. These guys go out like only American soccer should go out, looking like little boys playing against men. I went from not caring to now feeling shame because my great nation got ragdolled in an athletic competition by a nation the size of Maryland. Is it as simple as American kids with alpha dog mentalities just don't play soccer? We looked mentally weak. The weird thing about all the guys, most of the guys that people were claiming looked weak last night or looked scared, a lot of those were European raised, soccer players. A lot of those guys were we got the dual citizenship thing. A lot of those guys born and raised in Germany or born and raised in somewhere else in Europe, and they weren't ready for the moment either. So I don't think we can just say American kids don't have that alpha dog mentality. There's a lot of European kids on that team too. We got to go to break. When we come back, it's the 5 o'clock half hour. We'll get through the rest of your texts. We'll make some predictions about the night ahead in sports, which famously does not include baseball. Nothing. And then we'll call it a day. It's the Mke Rutherford Show presented by United Mechanical, 1450 96.1 Big X Sports Radio.
Guns, gears, and great deals. Say it with me. Everything concealed carry.
And 96.1 FM, WXVW, Jeffersonville.
Everybody hurts. Some
I wonder how many times we played this song on the show.
Oh, a lot during the KP era.
I mean, it got to a certain point where we were too numb to even have those. But I know, like Romans played it after football games, like after the Cal game last year. Like we've had several just depressing music shows over the last 4. We're coming up on our 5-year anniversary, Trev. Wow, which is crazy. It'll be next month. I think it was right it was our anniversary. My not you and me, my wife and it's anniversary August 14th. I think was our very first show. So we'll have a celebration next month.
I was kind of torn. I actually, because as I said, I do 6 songs for the show every day. I actually had a 7th song, and I almost, it was kind of like the backup song that I thought about doing, kind of to change the mood a little bit. And instead, I did go Everybody Hurts. Maybe I shouldn't have. Should I have done this instead?
Okay.
It's just one of those days where you don't want to wake up. Everything is everybody sucks. You don't really
No, you made the right move.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know if I should go angry or
Give me something to break.
Yeah, I didn't, because we're mad, we're pissed. I kind of went with numb on that emotion. Because I was trying to
I feel like we're more depressed than angry today.
That's good
because it wasn't close, and it's not like we got screwed. We have nobody to blame. We got embarrassed.
We did.
We're just
embarrassed.
embarrassed.
There's a song for embarrassing.
Well, you played "Loser" by Beck, which is probably the closest you can get.
That's
so
true.
I think that works. One country that's not embarrassed today. I sent you this via DM, by the way.
Okay, I'll go look
You can get
at
this
it.
ready. Argentina, right before we came on the air today, made a incredible comeback. 3 goals over the course of 15 minutes to turn a 2-0 deficit into a 3-2 win over Egypt. The second of those 3 goals was scored by none other than Lionel Messi, arguably the greatest soccer player in history. And I had not seen this until the break, but the Telemundo Deportes call of Messi's equalizing goal, I think it was in the 83rd minute, is outrageous. I contend that this is what an Argentinian Trevor Kelsey commentating an Argentinian World Cup match would sound like if you got this excited. Here's the reaction to Messi's goal.
No pudo Julián Messi.
Equipo no te va a dejar tirado, dijo un día Messi. Que está viejo, que tiene 39, viejos son los trapos. Que está fundido. ¿Quién? El relator. Messi. Messi rescató el partido por ahora de Argentina. Argentina. Egipto 2.
Vean nada más
you
cómo le
cut it
empalma
there.
Messi.
I mean, incredible call.
That was exactly how it sounded the day I heard KP was fired. I was like, he's gone! He's gone! I was so excited.
I can't imagine having to do that while you're like losing your voice, or if you've gotten up there in age and you just can't hit that high octave anymore. That's what that guy was going through, and he still delivered.
I mean, I give him credit because he'd been doing an entire game. So, amazingly, I think I've got a pretty good long goal in me.
You've done pretty well. You did it like last week when there was a goal in one of the matches, and I was very impressed with how well you did it.
I want to say Peak had timed me at 15 seconds on one of mine. I think that's pretty good. Amazing, especially with,
I mean, do I make the easy joke? I'm going to hold off. You don't always have to swing even though it's on a tee.
It's not, well, sometimes, though. I mean,
sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Not going Patino there.
But that was, I love you can just tell he's, unfortunately, Argentina won, which means he might want to take some throat launders before the next match.
Hell of a match.
When do they play again? They play in Miami, I think, next, don't they? Or are they in Miami already? I can't remember.
I could not tell you. We've got, after tonight, I think we've got 2 full days off of the World Cup until Friday's first quarterfinal game.
Norway, England's Miami. That's what I was thinking.
Is that what it is?
Because I remember thinking
Messi's played in Miami a couple times already. And that's, it's a big home for him because he plays for the Miami team.
Kansas City will play the winner of obviously the match going on.
Kansas City?
Kansas City.
Oh, okay.
I'm reading it, yeah. So they'll be in Kansas City. Let's see, Spain, Belgium.
So the first quarterfinal is we have no matches tomorrow. Thursday we get France, Morocco in Foxborough.
Yep.
Friday we get where we would have played, Spain, Belgium in L.A. Saturday, 2 matches, Norway, England at 5 o'clock from Miami. And then, like you said, Argentina versus the winner of the match that's going on right now in Kansas City. That's 9 o'clock on Fox.
So we're not going to be able to watch the first 2 because we're going to be on the air.
I still don't understand why they have afternoon quarterfinal. I mean, I guess they picked the time that's most conducive to the rest of the world, but it's in America, for God's sake. Play it at nighttime. Give me prime time.
Well, Spain's what? So at 3 o'clock here, Spain would be what? 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock?
I assume it's like 9 or 10.
They're 5. I believe England, I know, is 5 hours ahead of
5, and then like Ireland, I think is 5 as well. I want to say Italy's 6. So I assume that most of those European countries are like 5, 6, 7 hours.
So, but England's playing at 5 o'clock, and that's going to be 10 o'clock there, maybe 11 o'clock in Norway.
Well, better than the other night when they were playing at 4 a.m. I did appreciate those English fans for staying up late, or just getting up early, whatever it was.
I mean, that unlike us, they're gonna like. We don't have bars open at 4 a.m. when the World Cup's at USA time at 4 a.m.
We used to.
Did we really?
I mean, Louisville bars used to be open until 4 a.m. every night.
They're not anymore?
No. They're changing everything.
That was
hooligans ruining it for everybody.
Are you telling? One of the greatest things to brag about being in Louisville is that you could drink till 4.
Things have changed.
You get 1 hour off, and then you can go back at 6 or 2 hours off.
Things have changed. It's not the way it used to be.
This is going to be like when I was in Columbus. And they're like, the bars close at midnight. I'm like, what?
Oh, going to other cities when I was in college was always such a complete mind bleed. I'm like ready to get the party started. They're like, no, we got to go home. It's over. I was like, what?
Yeah, that's
like we just got here.
Like you live in Louisville, like you don't go to a bar till midnight.
We just bred alcoholics.
I mean, that's 11 minutes. I didn't realize it did that now. Well, I don't do bar scenes anymore, and maybe it's a good thing.
All right, we got to take some texts here. 502-414-1450. Let's try to get through as many of these as we can before we get to 524, and then we pick. I mean, what are we going to pick for tonight?
That's what I was asking. What is their game?
We don't have a world. I guess we can pick who's going to win the Switzerland-Colombia game.
But that's in like 3 days.
We'll still have like 10 minutes left. I'm not picking a baseball game. I refuse to acknowledge baseball as a sport.
There's got to be another sporting event going on tonight, right?
I'm literally just going to Google sports on TV tonight.
I'm just going to ESPN's website and see what comes up. I mean,
what do we have?
Oh, Wimbledon men's.
Oh, there you go. We got Wimbledon.
Which, I mean, picking that'll be about as accurate as me picking soccer, maybe.
Probably more accurate, I would say. Favorites typically win in tennis.
I'm going to laugh when you just give me a fake name and I pick it to win.
We have WNBA tonight. All right, we have options besides baseball. We can make this happen. We're good. 502-414-1450 is the number there. Texture says, CFB here, this guy. As a soccer and USMNT fan, yesterday was one of the lowest I felt in a long time about the team. It may have been naive to expect more, but at the end of the day, it was 2 hours of just excruciating, mind-numbing, pissing down our legs. For the briefest of moments, I understood the depths of despair it must feel to be a Reds fan. Suck it, Mike. P.S. Pulisic is the Hunter Green of soccer. Here's what I hate about Cubs fan Brian more than anything, is his insults are always pretty spot on. Like, it's one thing to just have that classic a-hole on social media who's like, oh, you're gay. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not, so joke's on you. Or just like, you're an idiot, blah, blah, blah. Cubs fan Brian, he cuts to the core. Hunter Green and Christian Pulisic is a pretty solid comparison.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, you would know better than I would.
I mean, Hunter's just, he's always hurt. There's always kind of worry about how exactly hurt he is. When he rehabs, he just so happens to be rehabbing at places where he's building new houses. It's a whole thing.
He went to the same high school as Stanton.
As who?
The big dude that played for the Yankees, Stanton.
Oh, Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah, they went to the same high school.
Thank you for that.
I'm playing MLB The Show. They would always bring it up when I'd pitch with Hunter Green.
Podcast Random Thoughts guy says, Trevor, you should make an image for the show like Roman. I just want to see what you come up with. I mean, it's pretty easy. Just plug it into ChatGPT or whatever.
What do you mean an image? I don't know.
Roman had like an image for the podcast that popped up whenever you like put a podcast on.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, well,
Yeah.
Again, no one really told me much when I got back.
Not surprised.
Not really.
Not surprised. Also, you have the same chance of learning German as Kramer had at finishing his levels. I fell in love with history as a kid because of the American Revolution, but don't sleep on the French Revolution. Maximilien Robespierre, Reign of Terror, guillotines, and sans culottes. Wild stuff. That third goal was the most American soccer thing ever. I do feel like that goal just hangs over the entire U.S. men's national team for 4 years. Like, anytime people think about soccer, they're going to think about, like, it's the butt fumble. It's the, ball through the legs in the Red Sox Mets World Series. It's whatever just Bill Buckner, whatever big blunder you can think of. That's what this becomes for American men's soccer. It was terrible. I mean, it was embarrassing in like 4 different parts. You're like, oh no, oh no, ah! Like there were 5 different times where it could have just stopped, and you were like, okay, that was gross, but we avoided disaster, and it just didn't happen.
Where we do it, because we talk about like the Colombian guy in '94 and the English and doing it, kind of happening to them. I guess we were due, maybe, to have it happen.
Maybe.
To us.
I mean, I guess it's better than if it was if that had happened in the second half of a 0-0 tie or something. Then it goes down even more infamy. This was just like the most embarrassing that happened in an overwhelming, embarrassing match.
Do we give up that 4th goal just so people can forget about the 3rd one? Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, Chris Richards is like, I'm going to do you a solid. Texture says, Cards b-ball in the Bahamas again, and it's only in a few weeks. Somebody get me new pants. It's 3 weeks from today, baby. Louisville basketball. I mean, we're starting to get kind of some stuff that's going to, you wonder how you're going to get through these next 2 months. I made the joke last night that I've got nothing to look forward to with my fandom besides the Reds for the next 2 months. And I did the Tom Cruise staring at Philip Seymour Hoffman thing where he's like, no.
I know he's in that movie.
No. That's how I felt. But, I mean, TBT. We've got a couple games at least against the UK team. That'll be somewhat interesting. We've got these games in the Bahamas. That'll be even more interesting. We've got Media Day for football. We'll hear some stuff next week. Jeff Brom will give 75 interviews where he says nothing for 5 hours. That'll be fun. And you'll have fall camp kicking off. We'll start to hear some stuff about the football team. And then the really good thing about August this year, I feel like, is you're not counting down the days until you play Eastern Kentucky or Murray State or, whoever. No disrespect to those programs. But we're playing a top 10 team to kick off the season. That's a lot more fun to preview for those last few weeks of the offseason than, playing your FCS opponent or playing your group of 5 opponent in week 1.
And then like a Satterfield team, we think we have a chance still.
We thought we had a chance with those Satterfield teams.
You did. I told you we had no prayer in that game.
Well, I mean, I think we thought we would beat Syracuse at least the next year and not lose to them 31-7. The Ole Miss game that year was bad. It was depressing, and I do think that we all believe we've got more of a fighting chance than we did in those years. Texter says Trevor Kelsey is actually the Elijah Wood of Louisville sports radio. It's a tough look.
Other than me wanting to punch myself in the face like I'm Jim Carrey and Liar Liar, it's not a bad. You know what? When multi-million-dollar actor was in the faculty, I'll take it.
Texas Tampa Card here. What's up, Tampa Card?
Hey, Tampa.
If you're a U of L fan and you go to Kentucky football games this season wearing blue because you knew Will Stein growing up, are you even a real U of L fan? I feel like these turncoats should have to denounce their fandom to Card Nation. I wouldn't cheer for Kentucky sports if my own son was the coach, much less someone I played Little League baseball with. Yeah, you can't actively cheer for UK.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you can't. You can't.
No, don't even. There's no excuse.
I like Will.
You like Will. And you
I like
Will
a lot. I didn't, but I didn't. I wasn't like really good friends with him growing up. He's several years younger than I am, or 4 or 5 years younger than I am. I still, even if I'm trying to think of like somebody that like Skyler. I grew up playing with him, know him very well. If he coached Kentucky, I'm not going to Kentucky baseball games wearing blue or saying like I hope they win every game besides they play us. I'm letting him know like I hope you lose every game. I mean.
Well, you don't have to do that.
I told Will to his face, Derby week. I was like, I hope you guys go 0-12 this year. I do. It's a rivalry, for God's sake.
Sounds like something I would say to a person. I'm rubbing off on you in the wrong way.
What was what I said to him immediately after he said, I still love you. I was like, I hope you go 0-12. This is how it works.
That's a big matzo ball. If you're real close to, or at least let me rephrase this, Tampa. If your son is the coach of UK, do you root for them? No, but you don't get pissed if they don't get beat by anybody but Louisville. Like, you can be okay with that. Is that okay? I mean,
I'm still
You don't have to root for them to win, but if they lose, you don't have to celebrate it. You can just, or if they win, you can be like, good for them.
I guess.
But that's, I don't know. I guess
you can look at it as like the lone saving grace of something that is otherwise 99% terrible.
But
that's the farthest I'm willing to go with.
But that's an attitude you can have against almost any school that you're indifferent against, right?
No. I don't hate like schools that I'm indifferent against. I'm indifferent.
That's what I'm saying. That's what you be with Kentucky. You just don't care if they win. If they win, great. If they lose, okay. You're not going to celebrate it because their coach is a friend of yours. But can you go to the games wearing blue? Hell no. No, that's the no.
Yeah, I still don't think you can even be like, I'm actually kind of happy for them. No. Texas, Luis Suarez for Uruguay deliberately handballed a for-sure goal for Ghana in the final minutes. Uruguay ended up winning in PKs, opposite of poetic justice. Trevor should watch a couple of episodes of Wilfred. I watched Wilfred back in the day.
I tried to watch it. I couldn't get into it.
I was the same thing. I punted after a few episodes. I liked it, but it wasn't overly
like the Little Dicky show, too, I tried to watch.
Oh, I love.
And here's the thing. I know you can not blame me. I was on the early bandwagon.
No, you've told me that before.
Nick Coffey, by the way, happy birthday to Nick today.
Oh, happy birthday, Nick. I love Dave.
Yeah,
Trevor, we got to go fast here.
He confirmed that. But, yeah, I just couldn't get it. I tried. I just couldn't do it.
Oh, I love it. I think it's one of my favorite shows that's ever been on TV.
I think you were the one that made me, or didn't make me, but suggested it.
Yeah, Dave. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I love it. A couple of episodes that shouldn't have been made. But besides that, it's brilliant. Last text from this person. And lastly, looking to a kid named Kevin Sullivan signed to Man City in his 16. A bunch of the kids in that like Fox Sports post today were 16, 17, 18-year-old kids that my friends have kind of told me we got a shot with. I'm at the point now where I'm like, I'm going to have to see it before I believe it.
I don't know his name, but Dalton Pence brought up a name of a 16-year-old that's supposed to be like the next big thing. And I don't know if that was his name or not. I can't remember. But he said there was a 16-year-old kid.
I was all in with Pulisic, and he's just been a disappointment.
He was, 13 or 14 when he kind of came into fruition?
Yeah. Texas, Trevor, all caps, nobody cares about your FIFA team. I'm impressed you found the one thing people care about less than host fantasy teams.
What do you mean? Just because I told you I'm a Man U fan? Sorry. My bad.
Texas, a Louisville basketball Bahamas trip in July is not good news for TBT interest. I think the TBT interest is already very low. I think they're struggling with tickets. It's both sides. I think Louisville and Kentucky fans are both like, we got bigger fish to fry now.
I mean, Kentucky has half their team didn't go there, and the other half isn't going to jail.
Yeah.
They did add the green kid I saw today.
Who?
The one that went to Washington after Quad A Green.
Quad A Green.
I
completely memory hold him. Totally forgot about it.
Well, there's a reason.
Yeah.
They added him today to the TBT.
Texas, typical radio DJs are horrible. It's not their fault. Their job is annoying by default. I think this is based off we played the clip from the Bad Day Bobby. I used to hate when, my mom would drive us to school in the morning. She would put on like 99.7 or 98.9, whatever. And I was like, why do they have to yell? Like, I'm so tired. I'm pissed off that I'm awake. This is the opposite of what I want to hear in the morning. Just people screaming at me. Just play Red Hot Chili Peppers and let me just chill out and try to pretend that I'm not going to school for the next 6 hours.
I loved Bob and Tom, but that was one of the things that always used to annoy me about that show is they always did that so over-the-top fake laughing.
See, I was never a Bob and Tom guy.
The one guy just passed away last year.
I remember.
Yeah,
because I had a friend who was like a huge Bob and Tom guy.
I was in the 90s I was. I kind of, mainly because the Marge shot and the Harry Carey and like the skits they would do used to let me crack up.
Texas, as a Falcons and Louisville fan, Bobby Petrino is a terrorist. I was a freshman the year he got fired, and I started Fire Bobby chants. Also, I can't explain it, but I feel like Trump ruined our juju by getting involved.
Maybe.
I mean, the one game the Knicks lost in the finals.
I don't call it karma if you want for Petrino, but I mean, he wasn't hoping to have Michael Vick when he got there. That was kind of a downfall for him.
Texas, between Patrick Reed and Pulisic, I'm never trusting a Captain America nickname ever again. It's cursed. It's not a bad day.
Who am I trying to bring on Patrick Reed?
He's the golfer who, they called him Captain America during the Ryder Cups, and he's turned out to be a huge a-hole who's not as good at golf as we thought he was going to be. Still very good, but defector.
That sounds like a jinx of a nickname.
Ohio guy says, is Trevor excited for the new season of Dark Side of the Ring premiering tonight?
Oh, yeah, it's part one of two-parter.
Who's the subject?
Tonight is Jeff Jarrett and the growth and death of TNA. It's a two-parter. This week is part 1, next week part 2.
Those shows are remarkably well done.
They're very good.
I watched the Scott Steiner one a few weeks ago because it was on, and I hadn't seen it before.
I mean, it's
really good.
It spawned an entire, now the whole channel, it's all they do is, dark out something.
The Vice channel,
because they were so popular. And it's because they don't, people like WWE and AEW themselves don't have their hooks into it to make it give you what they want you to know, which is nice about it. It's more truthful.
Chris the Plumber has chimed in. Said, will the Bahamas games be on TV? Not to my knowledge. Hopefully they can work something out where they can be streamed, but as of right now, there's no announcement on that front. Also says, dudes that don't support Trump sit down to pee and call it a tinkle. Awesome joke, Chris.
I never understood how somebody could. I can't do that as a man. I'm sorry.
Texter says, everything concealed carries commercial has an annoying air. It's like an editing issue. It repeats the word selling each time it plays.
Have you not heard me do that?
No.
Every time I hear it here, Yates has texted me a dozen times. Every time I hear it, I go, we got selling. Selling. It's so bad. It makes me laugh every time I hear it.
No, I've not.
I don't know who edited that, but I almost say God bless you for making me smile daily.
You don't call us the best in the biz for nothing.
Nope.
Text says, the first thing that came to my mind when you played that song was the Bad Day Bobby Petrino song. I knew there would be at least a handful of people out there that remembered it as well.
That's good.
Also says, the ACC, sponsored by Grizzly Wintergreen.
Big Chew.
The best.
The best.
I ended up watching a little bit of that after we had the party, the 4th of July party, Mary fell asleep with the kids. I think I mentioned that. I cleaned up the house, and then I realized I hadn't really eaten because we've been doing party stuff the entire time. I put the entire carton of Chick-fil-A nuggets that didn't get eaten into the oven.
You should have called me. I'd have come over.
I just housed these things while watching The Sandlot at 12:30 in the morning, and then ate 5 Chick-fil-A cookies. I was like, this is the way to live. This is the way to go. But I'd forgotten how much I love The Sandlot and how much I could still remember every single line. It was great. Texas, as a guy who has sold sponsorships for pro and college sports teams and venues for a long time, I got a lot of thoughts on the Big 12 deal with Monster. Also, until cannabis is federally legal, schools won't touch it if they get public funding. Yeah,
that's a good point. Yeah.
You're not wrong.
So we can go to a private school.
That's right.
Like Miami or Duke can do it, right?
Notre Dame. Brought to you by Heavy Z Weed.
Gummy edibles.
Yeah.
Have a snack while we snack on the defense.
Well done.
Thank you. I should do marketing.
You support the green already.
Yeah.
Support it in a different way.
While we smoke the competition, you smoke the good stuff.
Or chew the good stuff.
Or chew it, yeah.
Predictions for tonight brought to you by our guy, Chet Hennessy at InsureMax, proudly serving the Louisville area for over 25 years. You can give him a call today at 502-479-4085. We famously do not talk about baseball on this show. So there's literally one thing on television tonight that is not baseball. Oh, God.
Good night to go swimming.
8 o'clock on ESPN, WNBA basketball, Dallas Wings, New York Liberty.
Hey, I know one of those teams.
You don't know the Dallas Wings?
I didn't know Dallas.
Dana Evans used to play for them.
I did not know that.
I don't think she does anymore. Wings are 13-8. Liberty are 13-8. New York is a 4.5-point home favorite at the Barclays Center. Paige Beckers plays for Dallas.
Does Rebecca Lobo still play for New York?
No, but Breanna Stewart does.
Okay.
Who wins tonight? Wings, Liberty. TK, who you got?
Oh, I'm going Breanna Stewart. The Liberty, baby.
Give me Paige.
Liberty.
Give me Paige Beckers and the Wings. Getting it done with a road upset.
This is the first time we've ever done a WNBA pick on the show.
I've done it before. When we get to the playoffs, we do it every now and then. There's
it.
also nothing else going on. All right, we got we're out of here for the day. We're back tomorrow at 2:30. We won't talk American soccer and disappointments at all anymore.
Soccer what?
We're back at it tomorrow. Until then, go Cards.